Oh, clock it in, lock it in. Is this thing on? Pete, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's time to do it. Another episode of Pod on the Run. What are we at? 22 now?
22. And do you know what else I hear right now?
Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
It is. Wednesday night, April 8th, 7:45. We just had a little BRC Wednesday night run action, and the thunder came in afterwards, and Sky's making some noises.
Yeah, they are. But let's go back to the Wednesday night run. We were talking just for a minute earlier, and you said there's a big group and a lot of new faces?
Yeah, there were some new faces tonight. There seems to be some new faces showing up every week. Some strong runners that I had not met yet, and it was really cool, man. Each week this group is growing, and sometimes you go into a night like tonight thinking like, maybe there won't be that many people here. There was a lot of people here the last week, the week before that. Nope, there's even more people, so it's growing, man.
That's crazy, and that's so good to see, and good for BRC and just good for Chico. Anything that builds community, I think, is obviously a very positive thing. Did you guys go back to the creek crossing route this week?
We did. We were crossing the creek, and it felt real nice tonight. It was a little muggy out there.
Yeah.
So a little hot, and back on Annie B. Just a beautiful run, man. Great group, and had a lot of fun. So
you're kind of in this final countdown. You and a whole slew of folks getting ready to go to Mendocino, and gosh, about 8 days from now, you guys are heading down that way?
Yeah, that's right. It seems like, you're right, man. We'll be leaving next Friday. I think April 18th is the big day. Got a nice crew. Melissa, Billy, Mike O'Connell, Emily, and some others. Josh Pitts is going to be doing his thing out there. And we're going to be trying to make it happen. Haley Sharp's had a great training block, so excited to see what she does. And of course, it's a busy time, and a lot of people are getting ready to go to Boston as well here in the local arena area. So what do you think about that?
It's just so crazy. I forget how many people are going to Boston. Then I'll run into somebody and like, oh, I'm going to Boston. And it's like, yeah, of course you are. I know I was in the park last weekend and came across Amaya and Morgan, and they were out there getting kind of their last long run before Boston. And I'm just so excited that Chico's so well represented. Yeah. And this, I know, Ross, I dwell on this like every time it comes up at some point, but the runners in Chico are doing insane things all the time. And it's really cool to, build a bigger network now over the last year that we've been doing this podcast, which we are on just about a year since episode 1.
Amazing.
It's cool to like make this bigger network of runners, even if it's not folks that, I know well, but just people that I know through somebody who knows somebody, to say, oh yeah, that person's from Chico and they're going to Boston, or they're going to Mendocino, or they're going to New York, or whatever it might be. It's pretty darn awesome.
Yeah, so true. 6 degrees of Chico running separation.
I'm telling you, we need to like dedicate an episode to that. Like, let's find some world renowned runners or some big people out there, and let's let's make the connections, because they exist.
Yeah, you reminded me of a lady, Marianne, in our Fleet Feet training program. She's an older lady. She's so fit. She's so strong, and she's going to Boston.
Of course.
So there's another one right there. It's like, I found that out like a week ago that was the marathon she was training for. I thought it was Eugene or Ben. And nope, she's on her way to Boston.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. Incredible. Fleet Feet stuff's so awesome. And like you mentioned, just like we have amazing runners in this area, we also have amazing groups to run with. Mm-hmm. We talked a little bit about BRC. Fleet Feet's doing their thing. CRC's got their pub runs now on Tuesday night.
Yep.
It seems like there's something for everyone right now.
Yeah.
We've got another pub run with Fleet Feet Thursday night, and we've got a big event coming up at Chico State Friday. What's going on out there?
Yeah, the Friday thing's going to be really cool. Gary mentioned this when he was on a few weeks ago. Damien going to break the 4-minute mile. Friday night, 8:10 at Chico State. My understanding is it's a free event. So if you're around and you're looking for something to do on Friday, April 10th, go to Chico State. Go watch some dudes run so fast.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. I'm hoping like heck that the weather holds out.
Yeah.
It would be a crying shame if it got thundered and lightninged out. So cross your fingers for some good vibrations and wind blowing that stuff somewhere else, not through town, hopefully.
Yeah, agree. It'll be quite a spectacle. So totally looking forward to it. We'll be out there hopefully doing our thing, planning on it. And everyone else should go. check it out. The cats are also just crushing it right now in various events down in the Bay Area. They're breaking school records, qualifying for the NC2As, hitting provisional marks. Irish, I believe, her time, you probably wrote that down real quick, but she finished the 22nd fastest ever 10K in D2 history.
Yeah,
That's
time
amazing.
that time was 33:48 for a 10K on the track. 10Ks are such a great distance. Like, I love that distance, but I can't imagine doing it on a track.
Yeah.
That sounds so hard, like just getting dizzy going in so many loops, but good for her. Paulina Martins, another local runner at Chico State, best 5K of the year for the Chico State ladies right now, 16:41.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
So fast.
I felt really good about the Bidwell Classic 5K a month ago, and our guest night was there running that too. And I would imagine he felt really good about his race that day. And it's still 3 minutes slower, 4 minutes slower than what these college runners are doing. It's just so incredible how fast some of these people are.
Yeah, it's been wild to look at some of the clips on social media because I'm watching them. I'm thinking, it doesn't look like they're going that fast.
Yeah.
But they are.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. They're floating.
Yeah. And when we see them in the park, it looks so easy.
Yeah.
And then I see like a video of myself running because somebody records it and I see it later. I'm like, oh gosh, like what's going on
I
there?
feel the same way.
What is going on?
I got to work on my form.
Oh man, I got to work on a lot of things. But yeah, so great work, Wildcats. And Butte College doing great things. Steph is still running stupid fast. Couple of those guys and girls are headed up to Humboldt State next year.
Ariana and Tristan. I mean, how cool is it to see that whole group seems to be taken off to the next level? They've locked it in and they're moving on when their time at Butte's coming to an end. So Coach Mark and Kyle just got to be so proud. The program they're building, it's paying dividends right now, and it's nice to see those runners moving on to the next level. So let's go.
I think back to when we went out and ran with them in the fall or late summer, and I guess I didn't have a really good idea of exactly how talented and fast they were. And then to watch them through that cross country season, running impressive times, and obviously continuing to train all the time and seeing what they're doing in track now and the hard work paying off. So congratulations to Butte College. I know they've got a couple other kids coming in next year from Chico High and some of the other high schools around the area. So Coach Mark and Coach Kyle are just reloading.
Yeah, I love to see that too.
Yeah.
They're back. It's been a couple years now that they've rebuilt the program, and after years of so many years being dormant, and now they're competitive again, and they're putting athletes at the next level has got to be the greatest feeling for them. Sending them on, getting that scholarship, that's what it's about.
Yeah. Well, and, on top of getting to continue running, furthering their education, expanding their own networks, just taking advantage of everything that they can while they can. And that's really cool to see.
If you're a runner, how dope would it be to be running at Humboldt among the trees? They probably have some crazy cool courses out there.
The trails have got to be great. Have you been on that campus?
I have actually years ago.
Okay. Their track is awesome. Like in their football field area. I went up there for a basketball tournament last year with my daughter, and it was on that campus, and it was the gym that they were playing in was one of the smaller gyms that was right outside of the track and the football field. And I walked out there, and it's beautiful. It's massive redwoods out around it. It's like, holy cow, like I get it. I get why people want to come here and run and play football, track, whatever it might be. Yeah,
that clean, fresh air from the trees has got to be nice.
Do they still have football? I don't think they do. I feel like a jackalope now. I don't think they do.
Don't worry about it. What are they, the Humboldt State Jacks?
Lumberjacks.
Yeah. You're a lumberjackalope.
But they're not even Humboldt State. They're Cal Poly Humboldt.
Okay.
Well, things change quickly.
That's right.
Life comes at you fast.
And congrats to the Roadrunners.
Yeah.
Also, congrats to people who participated in the Runway Mile this past weekend at the airport. Kind of a sneaky little local event, but it was nice to see some times and some people on Strava sharing how they did out there, including our main man, Eddie.
Yeah,
Let's
Eddie,
go.
killing it in the 5K. And, of course, friend of the pod, Mike O'Connell out there throwing down, gosh, I think he ran like a 6:05 mile, something about that.
Speedy.
So nice work, Mike. Our good friend Talia Swangler, T-Dog Swagler, who's been running with BRC lately, former Chico State runner with Gary Town. She threw down, I want to say like a 5.5 minute mile. So yeah, just incredibly fast. I wanted to go out there, couldn't make it happen. Now I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I think I would have just gotten embarrassed.
I don't know. I don't think so.
One other thing that we did not mention last time, Josh Pitts and Ryan Alcantar, they did that big ass backyard ultimate
call.
Down in Sacramento.
Yeah.
I think Ryan covered 28 or 30 miles, somewhere around there. Josh was, I think it was over 50 miles he did.
Yeah. 54 or something like that.
Yeah, just
amazing.
So cool. So good work, gentlemen. Not surprised you guys are getting after it all the time. And I know Ryan's right back on the training for the next marathon. So.
Yeah. He's got that vision of doing a marathon in all 50 states, similar to what Sarah did. So.
Yeah, that's really cool stuff.
Yeah, way cool.
One other thing that's worth mentioning too, there's some local ladies in town going down south this weekend to run a Ragnar 200-mile relay. So good luck, Lisa and Laura.
Yeah.
They've got a big team to cover the distance between San Diego and Newport Beach, I think it is.
Wow.
Yeah. I know I mentioned it to you, but I think that needs to be on our radar.
Yeah, we gotta do a relay.
To get a team for one of those Ragnars, either the San Diego one or the Tahoe one. Yeah. Go run a couple 100 miles for a couple days with a bunch of friends.
As long as we can bring our guest with us.
I think we would owe it to ourselves.
Yeah. He would be tremendous to have on one of the legs.
Yes. But before we get into that, Ross, I have something that I'm just going to spring on you right now. It was your birthday last week.
It was. Can you believe that?
I can, because I saw you, so I know it was your birthday. So happy belated birthday.
Thanks, my guy.
And you are such a beacon of positivity and support within our running community. And I think everybody who has opportunity to run with you, whether it's BRC, CRC, just a casual run, Fleet Feet run, would attest to you being so positive and supportive. I know Laura, our friend Laura, who's going to run this weekend, good friend of my wife's, one of the things she said to me once she started following you on Strava was like, does Ross just like wait on Strava? Like, to give kudos, because he's like the first person to give kudos to every run I go on. And I think a lot of people would echo that sentiment. So I got you a birthday present. I didn't have it on your birthday, but I figured this was a great platform and time to give it to you. So please open it up and describe it.
Oh, thank you, my guy. Awesome. Okay. We got,
we
got a package here.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's a hat. And it says kudos are forever. It's a Strava hat. Let's go. This is awesome.
Man, I saw that.
It's a great running hat too. It's white. The letters are in a black. Dude, Pete, come on, my guy. This is sweet, dude. Thank you.
I saw that, and my immediate thought was I had to get that for Ross.
I love it, dude.
Yeah, I figured it's fitting for your supportive and how positive you are with running and everybody around here. And if it's not on Strava, it doesn't really count.
Right, that's so cool. What a nice gift, man. How thoughtful, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you. Kudos are forever. I'm looking forward to rocking this out on the trails. This is sweet, dude.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And boy, you've got a birthday coming up too. And now you got me thinking. I'm gonna return the favor.
No. Yep.
April 15th, right? That's
April
what we
15th is right. But I mean, on top of that, like, we've had a couple people ask a very important question, and we still don't have a definitive answer. And I'm not saying we need to right now, but we need to come up with it.
We will.
The birthday will be back. We don't know when. We don't know what it's going to look like. We have ideas. But with so many people racing over the next couple weeks,
it's a busy time.
It's a very busy time. So we want to make sure that those are the focus for everybody to do what they're doing. And when the time is right, the birthday will happen.
Yeah. I like your style with that, dude. I know I'll be wearing a special hat out there on that day. A kudos are forever hat.
Yeah, you will. Yes, you will.
But you're so right. I feel like once I get the Mendocino 50K in the rearview mirror, once Boston's in the rearview mirror, Eugene and Bend and all these other events that people are doing, it'll be easier to lock it in and schedule some stuff and hopefully have another party again, and maybe you'll be wearing a sweet birthday gift that I bestow upon you. All right. Hey, thanks again, Pete. That's so cool. That's so nice of you, man. What a nice surprise, dude. All right, let's shift into our guest today. If you spent any time in Upper Park, you've probably seen him. The runner who seems to float up North Rim with a dog named Fred, sometimes Leia. He's always moving with that calm, effortless stride that makes you wonder if he's even working. And then you start hearing the stories. The Big Alta 100K, where he closed with 8-minute miles, the 12 100Ks, the 10 50Ks, the 100 milers, including Western States, and UTMB in 2023, the trips and runs in Antarctica. We're talking about Bill Parnell, one of those Chico runners whose reputation reaches you long before the conversation does. Before we dive into his journey, and this includes rock and roll, bocce ball, poetry, the dogs, and everything else that makes Bill who he is, I want to bring Pete in real quick. Pete, what was your first memory of Bill Parnell?
So my first hearing of Bill Parnell, I think, was from Joff.
Okay.
And this is at a BRC run. This was not long after we had started the podcast, and we were talking about, man, we need to like find some local people to bring on. Like, we know there's all these accomplished runners and people that are doing great things and supporting the community. And Joff was like, do you know Bill Parnell? I'm like, no, never heard of him. He's like, oh man, it's a guy you got to meet. Like, this dude has run so much. He's done so many crazy things. Like, that's a guy you got to find. I was like, okay, keep my eyes open, ears open. And, my first actual physical encounter with Bill was at a men's BRC morning workout, doing repeats up Big Bertha in Upper Park. And we're going up that hill, and there's this tall dude just
smashing,
busting everybody's ass, for lack of a better way of putting it, just flying up this hill and like pushing Logan and getting in front of these guys that are like really, really, really fast. I'm like, who is that? And somebody's like, oh, that's Bill Parnell. I was like, oh, I get it. And so I knew of I'd heard of the long distance ultra accomplishments, but I didn't know that the speed was there. And I think that's really what threw me off. Like, damn, this dude not only runs far, he runs fast. Like, what doesn't he do? So that's my first encounter, like physical encounter with Bill. I feel like we're talking about like a Yeti or something. Yeah. My first encounter.
Yeah. See, I feel like it's the Chico running Jesus, and I know that name probably isn't going to stick because we can't go there, but it's appropriate. That's Bill. I feel like my first memory is similar to yours, where I just picture him smashing up water tower repeats. One of those days, early morning BRC workout was when I believe I was introduced to Bill. And we share a similar background in that we both worked in the news industry, so got to know Bill a little bit, and that was cool. And yeah, I mean, we've talked long enough before having you pop in here. Bill, welcome to the show, man. Let's go.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I wasn't sure when I was supposed to jump in there. Well, I have a couple addenda to so UTMB. Actually, I just did CCC, so the 100K. So I didn't actually do the 100 miler of UTMB.
Okay.
And one note on those hill repeats, Logan was like less than a week back from UTMB himself. So the fact that I was ahead of him, I think I was like, okay, I would have put an asterisk on that one. Yeah. But yeah, for the other one, the water tower repeats, like that was all I could do to stay up with low. I was like, okay, screw. I'm going to see what I can do, and like that's probably the hardest. You had a question on the script, like what's the hardest I pushed in recent memory? It was that I think we did 4 repeats. I think that 4th repeat was like I was about to see white. Like I was about to go meet my maker. Yeah. Like, yeah. So yeah, that's probably the hardest I pushed in recent memory.
Well, I remember seeing all that unfold about 50 yards ahead of me.
Yeah. And actually that's why I stopped coming to those. It's like, I don't need to go this hard. I'm going to get hurt. And like, I just can't turn it off. It's like, I can't just like back it off. It's like, if I see guys going fast, I just, instinctively just start chasing. Yeah.
Well, and like when it's called a speed workout, like you kind of feel an obligation, like, well, I didn't come here to not get after it. I'm here at 6 o'clock in the morning. I might as well do the damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. So it's like, I'm not trying to go at that intensity all the time.
Hey, Bill. So talk to us a little bit about the roots, because Joff, you mentioned Joff. I believe you ran with him at PV High School.
Well, no, we didn't actually. I think I'm like, a few years older than Joff. But
both PV alums.
But we're both PV alums. Both ran with Cole Branson at PV. We've got a lot of overlap there. origin story as far as like cross country was, I just started running in junior high at Bidwell, and then I just liked it. I wasn't very fast. I was like I don't think I was ever top 5, maybe once or twice, but I was, like 7 or 8, something like that. But I just liked the crew. I just liked the vibe.
Yeah.
It was like, I was kind of like a nerdy kid, and like my other nerdy friends were in cross country, so that's just kind of what I did. And then that led to track. And then I was obsessed with basketball, but I never made it. Like I was just kind of too slow. And then, but I had a growth spurt like between my sophomore and junior year. And that's when Coach Farley that was his last year. And he finally noticed me. And I was like, and Mike,
this tall guy.
This is probably like a pull but Mike Voth was like the big guy back then. And I remember I got a block against him, like in like a tryout or something like that. And Coach kind of noticed me. And by the way, Voth like just jacked me with the hardest elbow after that. Like he grabbed the rebound and just popped me, and like all the girl basketball players were on the baseline. They're like, "Did you guys see that?" But yeah, anyway, so I got noticed by the coach then. But yeah, I rode the Pine. It just wasn't really like my vibe. I definitely was more of like a introspective kind of like, like I probably would have been a decent tennis player. It's like more of like it's like kind of like more like if I played baseball, I would have been like a pitcher, something like that. Like it's just kind of more my vibe, like
sort of cerebral in the way that you approach things.
And just kind of like, as far as like, I'm just not like one of those guys. It's just, I don't know how to say it like diplomatically, but like, it's just like basketball just wasn't my thing. It's just kind of like, there's like a version of killer instinct that I just didn't have. So something like that.
That's understandable. What were your events in track?
Just the distance ones. I did, 2 mile, and then I think it was 1 mile back then, and then they had the 800, and then actually I called my dad like before I came on just to see if he had any memories of that time, and he was trying to get me into the high jump back then because I was so obsessed with jumping from basketball, but I didn't like I had a fear of the bar, and so didn't take.
Do you remember some of those times from the 16 or the 3200?
Oh, like what my actual times were?
Yeah.
I was not fast. Actually, I think I probably, I might be faster now. Or no, that's probably not true. I was probably like the 5K at my fastest, I was probably like in the low 18s maybe.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I and the other thing was I would always get sick too. I would always get a sinus infection, especially at the end of like fall. Like, you do all this training and then I just would get super sick. And then so like going into like, whatever like league or conference or whatever, like I just
not at your peak,
wouldn't be able to run. Yeah. Or I'd be recovering from a sickness. That happened like every single year.
So you're making up for that now.
So yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's funny. My running now came out of like through hiking. So I hiked the Pacific Crest Trail. And
awesome.
So that's kind of more like, and then I could talk about my early origins of that stuff. But yeah, like basically, well, so yeah, I guess, yeah. I'll kind of jump ahead a little bit. Yeah. So like 2009, I got a job working down in Sacramento. I'd been living in Santa Cruz, moved back to Chico, and I was going to be getting a job as a teacher. And then I went to a career fair, and there's this lady there that I clicked with who was doing this like consulting gig and like setting up HR systems, like SAP HR systems. Mm-hmm. And so instead of being a teacher, I went into that. And then, so I was living in Sac and then, traveling like every week to do this, this kind of like tech job or whatever. And, but then I read Born to Run. Yeah. And so then I was just like, just got the bug like everybody. And then, but I was balancing it with yoga. I got super into yoga and then was balancing that with running. And I was doing like the whole like Vibram five finger thing.
Yeah.
And then, so I was doing that. And then, but then my very last gig, I was flying down to somewhere, actually down to Chino, like the prison down there. I think it was the Inland Empire Utilities Administration or something like that. We were setting up their systems, and so flying down, I could just see the crest on our, especially flying down there, like on our left. And I just got it in my mind as like, I want to hike the PCT. I think, I'd done a little bit of backpacking, and then, so I just remember one day I just like slapped my hand on the desk. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And, so yeah, quit my job, packed up my apartment. I was living in my sister's garage for a while. And then actually I remember I did some training like in the Grand Canyon, all around the Bay Area, like hiked all around Tilden and all that stuff. Wow. And then, then I just did it. And the hike itself was kind of a mess. The very first day was like total, like I actually crapped my pants. So the very first day, like I made, I'll deep dive on the first day. I don't tell this.
You can't start you can't mention that and not finish the story.
I don't get, this is long form PCT story.
Buckle
here.
up, ladies and gentlemen.
So there's Scout and Frodo they're these trail angels that operate out of San Diego, and they're having literally 50 hikers a night. And I don't know if they still do this, but back then they had 50 hikers a night camping in their backyard, just on steady rotation, probably for however long, a 3-week period during like the heavy hiking kind of start time. So anyway, I'm at this at their place, and there's all these hikers there, some very experienced hikers, and I happened to be wearing Ultra Lone Peaks, and that was like nobody knew what that was. Like the first year they were like brand new. Like I was kind of like looking for like shoes. Like I was just like, I just want a shoe that's like just has like basically like a sole and just a covering. I didn't want any like BS. I wanted it's like so you could splay your toes and like the whole deal. And that was like, because like there's the 5 finger, but there wasn't anybody really doing 0 drop, just regular shoes. But I was at the Fleet Feet in Sacramento, and I saw these. They're like gray with like a yellow stripe, and I was like, that's the shoe that I've been thinking of. And so I bought them, and it was perfect. So anyway, I got like a bunch of pairs of those, and gave them to my mom, and so she could send them to me and stuff during the hike. But anyway, so I was wearing these at this place down in San Diego, and apparently like legit thru hikers were wearing these. And this guy's like, dude, like you got Ultra Lone Peaks, like you must be fast. And I was just like, no, but I just didn't say anything. Yeah. But the thing that was funny is that they had one of those like hangers, like a thing to like hang your backpack on to weigh your pack. And everyone was like weighing their pack, and I put mine on, and like it was like 50 pounds. And that guy just like crossed his arms and just looked away. Like I just did not know what I was doing. So anyway, so day one, it's too hot. I had eaten way too much for dinner the night before and for breakfast that morning, because I thought I needed to bulk up in calories, which I just didn't at all. And so it's hot. I'm dehydrated because I drank a beer at the start, like a Tecate. Somebody gave me a Tecate at the border, which was totally unnecessary. And so the very first day I barfed like 4 times, and then and I was supposed to make it like 15 miles, and I made it 10. So I had to like camp at this like random spot. And so anyway, so I'm in my tent, and then like I said, I just I sharded essentially. and I was so tired that I just flipped over on my stomach, and I just was going to leave it. I was just like, I can't even deal. Like I had these like nice silk long johns that I bought because they're really light. I just flipped over. It's like, dude, I'm good. Like I'll be fine in the morning. But of course I had to get out of my tent and clean up and stuff. But so that was day one. And
those long johns are still on the PCT.
The long johns, right? Yeah, the long johns didn't they didn't stay in the long-term gear. So I made it. So I made it to mile 15 or whatever, and that was the what do you call it? The kickoff. It's kind of like this kind of festival at Lake Morena, and like there's this group called the Wolverines that like analyzed my pack, and they're like, you need to get rid, like I had a Frisbee, a book, like all this garbage that I wasn't going to need. Is like, you need to get rid of all this stuff, trim down this, like pick one of the, like, you have this and this, like just pick one of them and throw the other way. And so it got my base weight down to like 15 pounds plus food and water, which is pretty reasonable. And then, but I was super sick. Like I was still sick. I think I probably had like heat exhaustion or something like that.
Nice way to start a trip.
Yeah. So basically I just did the bare minimum with the kickoff, and then was just laying in my tent the rest of the time because I was so tired and sick. And then for, then I hiked out, but I was still kind of nursing myself back to health for like the first week or so. and then that kind of finally broke through, and then started feeling pretty good. And then, just was making friends and, kind of like hiking and stuff. And then another question I saw in here was when I got the taste for like going long, and it was actually on my thru hike. It was, so there's this kind of famous McDonald's that's like on this, like, it's on I want to say I-15 or something like that. But like, there's like a interstate crossing like on the trail. There's a McDonald's there that hikers always stop at. And the night before, and I was actually trying to outrun this hiker that was annoying me. And so I started to just like jog the downhills, but then of course he was jogging the downhills too. And he's like, wow, this is fun. Like, and I couldn't, get rid of this guy. But I ended up at the end of the night to make some more miles, I jogged through the night, and I ended up doing 35 miles that day, which was way more than I had done any of my previous days.
So is that like the maiden trail run?
So that was my first like ultra marathon in a sense. Yeah. Cause I was jogging the downhills, hiking the uphills, like, and then, I don't even think I knew, well, that's not true. Cause then the other piece is that, I had this friend, Nolene from South Africa. She's probably the person I connected with the most on the trail. She was telling me all about Scott Jurek. Like because she had read like his book about kind of being vegan and ultra marathons and stuff. Like she was just in my ear, like those first 400 miles, just about his stuff. And so I think it was kind of like that too, was kind of making me think about it. And then, so I did that. And then I remember, like everyone was whispering about it at the McDonald's. It was like, oh, Bill did 35 miles or whatever. And then I did another big day again, coming into Kennedy Meadows, which is mile 700. That's like the kind of break point between the desert and the Sierra. So I did a big day coming into Kennedy Meadows as well. And then I was planning on doing big days up in Oregon, because it's like you can move well up in Oregon because it's pretty flat. But I got Giardia, and like it went like untreated for like a month and a half or something like that. And so that just totally
destroys you, right?
Yeah. And I was actually on the verge of quitting, but I was actually seeing that like I was still able to do like 25 miles a day.
Wow.
Even though I was sick. And then eventually I went and got it. And actually my dad came and like picked me up and like brought me to the doctor. Cause I remember the call, like it was kind of like there was like another part of me that was just like, I need to go to the doctor. It's like, this is not good. And, so got it sorted out, and it was just like Flagyl, and then I was back to normal. And so I finished, and then that's like a whole other story, like the whole finishing thing.
So, but how long does that thru hike take, or how long did it take you?
Usually it takes 5 months, but it took me about 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, because of I got sick, that slowed me down, and then I hit snow right at the end, and so that was kind of like that
was another wrench
Tetris thing that I had to do at the end. Yeah.
So when you're doing a big thru hike like that, because I know nothing about that beyond like hearing some stories through third parties or whatever, do you have like side quest days where like you set up camp and you'll like stay 2 nights in this area, but while I'm here, I'm going to go out this way or that way and do some exploring? Yeah,
you can. I mean, generally you're moving. If you want to do the whole thing, you have to kind of stay pretty focused.
Because you only have a limited amount of time and weather.
But like a lot of people go up to Whitney, and take a day for Whitney.
Okay.
And I stopped on the 4th of July. I stopped at Yosemite and went home to Sac for like a couple days.
Okay.
But other than that, I think I more or less stayed on track. But then, like I said, like 200 miles from the top, I actually came home for a little bit. I was going to quit, but then I came back and finished. So, but generally you're like, you just kind of have to keep moving. Yeah.
How many pairs of shoes did you go through?
I think it was five.
Yeah. Because you're just beating them up because you're putting so many miles on them.
Yeah.
Wow.
About 500 miles a pair, something like that. And I went into like but the 1.5s, the Lone Peak 1.5s were like the red ones. And so I had like some of the gray ones and some of the red ones.
Wow.
So
did you keep any of those as like trophies?
No, I should have. I have one pair of Lone Peak ones that I never wore that I just found in storage. And so I still have those every once in a while. Like I bust those out, but no one ever notices them. Like I'll like wear them to like I wore them to like my Western States check-in.
Uh-huh.
Nobody noticed. There's other stuff to look at, but
Weak.
yeah, totally.
That's pretty dang cool, though.
Yeah.
So 6 months of hiking, you fall in love with doing distances. So how long after that, was that the only time you did the through hike for PCT, or have you done it multiple times?
Yeah, and I went back the next year to the JMT, which is just like the John Muir Trail, which is like 200 mile subset.
Just 200.
Casual.
Just 200. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are like the two big trips I've done.
How long did the JMT take you?
Probably like I want to say 15 days, something like that.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's insane. And so, I mean, is it fair to say that that was the gateway drug?
Yeah. 100%. So then that was, because the thing that stunk about it was like you come back and then it's like, I had to work, at a warehouse or whatever, and like no one cares that you just did this thing. I think it'd be funny to write a show of like a guy that he goes to Mars or something, then he comes back and then he has to live at his parents' house.
Yeah.
And he's working at a warehouse and no one cares. He's like, yo, you cool, get to work.
Yeah.
It's like
they have no idea of the accomplishment that you you just spent the last 6 months
maybe
doing.
rightfully so. It's like, yeah, who cares? I don't care. We still got to sell these shirts, It's like
just stuck in the machine, man. Right. Just stuck in the machine.
Yeah, these shirts aren't going to sell themselves, man. Get to work.
Yeah, be a good cog and get to work, man. Right. Wow, that's so awesome. And you said that was in 2009 that you did that?
So 2009 is when I started that tech job, and then 2012 is when I quit, and then 2013 is with the through hike, and then 14 was my first 50K. So that's I was like, okay, I need to do trail adventures. I want to still have a normal job.
Yeah,
and so that's where the ultras came in.
Wow, and relatively speaking, that's not that long ago.
I know,
12 years.
12
ago?
years.
12 years.
That's not long at all.
Yeah.
And in 12 years,
look at the resume. I mean, there's 12 100Ks, 10 15Ks, 100 miler, UTMB, CCC. Or
so I did Cascade Crest was my first 100, and then I did Fat Dog. I got to mile 108 and DNF'd. Yeah, so I still count that. And then that was actually my last 100, and then Western States. So that's 2.5, I guess.
Yeah, your ultra sign up running resume is sweet to look at. Pete shared that with me a few days ago. I was going through it. I was like, oh my gosh, look at all the things that Bill has done. This is amazing.
Yeah,
thanks.
It's really cool too that's I know it might seem weird, but that's public information. You can just go on that website and if you know who you're looking for, you can find all this cool stuff. I know we've done that for a couple other people who have come on here, because I mean some people don't mind saying, oh, I've done this, and this, but other people are I don't really want to just brag about it. So we go in and look it up ourselves and go stalker status.
Yeah. No, it's, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. Yeah. It's just, for me, it's just Western States was a little different. I really focused on training for that.
Yeah. How did you qualify for it?
Yeah. You have to get 100K basically. Yeah. Okay. And I did a bunch of Black Canyon was my main one, the canyons. And so
that gets you more.
Yeah.
Tickets.
Every time you get double the amount of tickets.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I just look at it as a way to get out and kind of get in the flow of kind of your animal consciousness, I guess.
Yeah. I love that. Through hiking starts this whole journey, pulls you into this world. You've shared some pretty damn memorable stories already.
Yeah.
What do you think your most memorable race was?
I mean, probably Western States. Yeah. Super fun and very meaningful. And actually I decided to do that on the trail, on Pacific Crest Trail. I remember I was stopped at Sierra City, and there's actually this girl, her trail name was Rainmaker, who's from Chico, that I met on the trail, and her parents came out and met us all, and they were giving us trail magic, food and stuff. And
mushrooms.
Exactly. Chanterelles.
Obviously.
So yeah, they were it's Bruno and Karen were their names, and they're what's the next adventure? And I was like, I think I want to do Western States. And And I think it's probably had a lot to do with my friend Nolene talking about Scott Jurek and stuff, you know, because obviously she's talking about that a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I want to do that. It's like kind of an iconic California thing. And it's kind of like, you know, in some ways a natural progression from a thru hike, but kind of not really. It's
a side quest.
It's like its own thing. I mean, it literally took me like 12 years. It took me 11 years, you know, like from 2014 to when I finally got into the race and ran it, it took 11 years. So like,
let's go.
It's way longer than a thru hike, you know, even though it's like it's only one day, but like the progression to get there was like super long.
What a journey, dude.
Yeah. And I think that really encapsulates distance running and endurance running.
Good call.
Right? Like, you know, we talked about this with Logan, who was in here, and a couple other people who are way into distance stuff. And it's like, you kind of got to have that long-term look at things, or just that mindset of what I'm doing now, I might not get the payoff for a year or 11 years, but, you know, having that long-term goal, it's all these short-term goals to kind of hold you over, just like, okay, check that off. And, you know, you mentioned when you're talking about running when you were younger in high school, you know, you were quote unquote nerdy, right? And kind of introverted. And, you know, I taught high school for years, and this is something I've mentioned before. And my friend Josh, who still teaches high school, he was a cross country runner. He kind of said, like, kids that are drawn, typically, you know, this is just a broad generalization. A lot of younger kids, you know, high schoolers who are drawn to distance running are kind of those more cerebral, maybe deeper thinkers than some of their peers, or at least, you know, more introspective than some of their peers. And I think, you know, just from knowing you a little bit in this conversation, that's kind of you. You're kind of introspective, not worried about, am I getting the payoff right now? There's something else I'm working toward here.
Yeah. Process oriented, probably.
Yeah.
And
that's it. Process oriented.
And enjoying the and Nolene and I would talk about this on the trail a lot, like of like kind of getting like an energy return. It's like, it takes energy to hike these long distances, but like you do get something back that kind of fills your tank so that you're able to like keep going. Yeah. So I think that, the style of running that I like is the style of running that does that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. It sounds like this lady Nolene had quite the influence.
For sure. Yeah. We lot of talks, and she's cool. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Cool.
Are you guys still in touch?
No, not really. Yeah, we lost touch. She
What a hiking companion, man. That's way cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What was your trail name?
Chops.
Let's go.
Yeah. Chops. So and the story on that was I was hiking mile 300 or so, like Hiker Town. It's like this weird little kind of tourist or wannabe tourist spot for hiking, I guess. Basically there was just a fire in like the Manzanitas, and I remember I was crossing the highway, and there was like a junior firefighter there, and I asked him, I was like, hey, is it safe to cross? Because I could kind of see like the smoke on the hill. He's like, yeah, I'm sure it's fine. And so I crossed into this area, and then there was a fire like across the canyon, and it was blowing the other way, but there was a helicopter that came down and dropped one of its pilots on the trail, and he actually offered me a ride off the trail, and I said, I was like, he's like, no, but it's safe, but if you want one, you can have one. I said I was good. And so like there was already a chopper, so I was Chops. Yeah.
Nice.
That makes sense.
Oh, that's cool. Man, I gotta earn a trail name.
I know, I want to earn a trail name too.
Someday.
What's a race you would never do again?
I'm not going to name any names, but any race that's not well organized, like big turnoff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
I know when
Kevin Radke,
Kevin Radke was saying that the Folsom Lake 100-mile one that he did a couple years ago was just a mess.
You know what's funny is I volunteered for that race.
Really?
And I noticed the exact same. Yeah, it was a total mess.
Okay.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. I wasn't going to say anything, but I mean, since you already named it. Yeah. But yeah, I volunteered, and it was I think it was this last time that he won it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so it's funny because I probably like just missed him because so what happened was they kind of deployed me to this one aid station. I showed up and, talked to the guy, and he was, this wasn't on the race, but the guy that I was talking to was just speaking in grunts. Like he wasn't even like using full sentences. And then eventually, so I called my contact person, and he's like, oh, okay, they're covered there. Why don't you go to this other aid station? So I go around to this other aid station and set up, and I'm there for like 5-6 hours, like just on my own. And then, and then the guy that I called like shows up and just takes over for me. And then I just drove home. Like I basically like set up the aid station, waited for 5 hours, and then, because I think I guess Kevin was probably like another couple hours away or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Yeah. I've never been to an ultra, like to observe, to run, to volunteer. So I don't really have like a real good idea beyond just like videos I've seen of like what the aid stations look like. And, like most of the ones that pop up in the videos I see are like massive races where like they have to be well organized, or at least they look well organized on video because they're so big.
Yeah.
Like what makes for a good aid station versus what makes for a not so good aid station in like 100K or 100-mile race?
Yeah. I think, having things laid out well, having a big selection of things, obviously having enough water,
Yeah.
Actually, I feel I can call out UTMB because they're but I got to an aid station at CCC, and they were out of water, like straight up. Yeah. And so, yeah, they're because they're so corporate, I think like some of their stuff can be a little bit iffy. But they're UTMB, but yeah, I'm trying to think what else, but on the other side of the coin, a really good aid station, like, Western States is like the gold standard. Okay. And they actually have people, and Logan was my concierge at, I think it was, Duncan Canyon coming in. Cool. So yeah, I think just by chance, but yeah, they have like, you're coming in and like somebody's like looking at you like, okay, what do you need? And like, they're taking you through your whole journey. Like in that aid station, it's like getting your ice, getting your water, electrolyte, food. If you need your feet taken care of or whatever, it's like you have like your dedicated person that's like making sure that like you're getting everything taken care of, and like you're out of the aid station as soon as possible. So that's like the primo way of doing it. And like you're starting to see more and more, like I just was at Black Canyon this last time, and there was a guy at I think the second to last aid station that kind of ran his show that way. Like he was just like one-on-one with me, and it was like just kind of, what do you need? And then just kind of got me going. And also another big thing, knowing what the mileage is to the next aid station, and hopefully some rough idea of like whether it's mostly up or mostly down is nice. Or just say, if you don't know, just say you don't know. Like getting bad or like misinformation is like the biggest, especially when you're late in an ultra and somebody tells you it's like, oh, it's like all downhill, and then it turns out there's like 2 giant hills. Yeah. That's like cool. Can be kind of soul crushing.
Well, I meant it was a net downhill. It was a net downhill minus the 2-mile uphills you had to do before you got to the 6 miles downhill. Yeah. Minor details. Wow.
So you did canyons, and then you rolled right into Big Alta. Did that happen?
So yeah, Black Canyon. Yeah, you did Black Canyon, 5-week turnaround. That's my shortest turnaround between 100Ks.
I didn't quite realize that till just now. That's pretty incredible, Bill.
Thanks. Yeah, it was. I got a little bit testy with it because I did the what is that, the race in Durham, the almond blossom.
Yeah, the almond blossom.
Yeah, I did the 10K, and I kind of gassed it. And like that was just a week out from Black Canyon, and that was too tight. That's too tight to try to gas at 10K. And so I think I kind of knocked myself back to 0 as far as recovery, but I still bounced back. But yeah, it's like, it's a real thing. I don't know exactly what is recovering, but things need to happen in your body to like get back to normal.
You know what? Chops always bounces back.
Yeah. That's not true. I don't always bounce back. I guess up to this point, like, net
I got faith
back,
in you, Chops.
Yeah.
I got the faith in you. Big Alta, man.
Big Alta.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. That was really something.
That's the first year of the 100K for that one, right?
First year of the 100K, a really awesome course. Yeah, definitely recommend. And organizationally solid.
Yeah.
Especially considering it's the first year of the 100K. Like
Sure.
no hiccups. Aid stations were beautiful. People were really cool.
I think you saw Logan at one of the aid stations.
I saw Logan at the first one.
Yeah.
And then,
I saw
just at the end. Yeah, I think I only saw him twice.
saw it, the social media clip surfaced. Bill coming in. Logan was so excited to see it. It was so cool to see
nice.
that. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I was pretty head down right there because I was like wanting to catch up to the crew. And I had to stop for a bathroom break on that first segment. And so I think I lost about 12 minutes.
Oh, gosh.
And so, yeah, I was just like, just grinding at that point. But yeah, that was cool to see him. And that was a beautiful aid station too. That was like right on the water.
It was insane.
Yeah.
What were the highs of that race? What were the lows? What were the surprises?
The whole first part of the course is just beautiful. The weather was really good. I ran into there was this guy just kind of cruising around the course. I chatted with him for a little bit. That was nice.
Making friends.
Ran with Karen for like a hot minute.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then Joff, I caught up with him at Stinson Beach, but I had loaded up at the previous aid station because I was thinking Stinson was going to be busy.
Mm-hmm.
So I was good to go. And so I just kept moving. So I only saw him just very briefly. And then trying to think. And then I had a friend from the Bay, who came out, and we kept missing each other, but she eventually found me, somewhere in the back half of the race. But, actually coming down in terms of lows, coming down the back of Mount Tam was pretty rough. It's kind of big, kind of like, softball sized rocks. It was hot, and my quads were what kind of gave out a little bit right there. So actually coming down to, Lake Lagunitas, I had like a low patch right there. It kind of like ran out of gas. I was like walking a little bit. I actually ran into Ben Gibbard. You guys know who he is? He's like he's a indie rocker. It's like Death Cab for Cutie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So he's like an ultra runner. And actually it's funny. I crossed paths with him at, Western States also, like at Devil's Thumb. Yeah. So, and I reminded him of that, and he wasn't really pleased with the fact that I reminded him because he had like a low patch right there. I don't think he was really that pumped about me reminding him of that. but anyway, so I just kept going.
Maybe and I'm sure where he gets all the emotions to write those songs.
Exactly.
Channels those low points on the trail.
Well, he can like turn out a show. Like he can bounce around for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And I imagine the Zone 2 training probably helps with that.
Totally.
So, yeah. But yeah. Oh yeah. The close of that race was kind of
8-minute miles.
Yeah.
Right?
So I hit the last aid station and it was still light, obviously. And I was like, man, if I play my cards right here, I could finish before the sun goes down, which I'd only done one other time in 100K. And I was like, let's go, whatever. So
let's go.
Yeah.
I just started gassing it, and then just was feel like strong on the uphills. Downhills I needed to be a little bit ginger on. But then I started opening up again, especially there was this younger woman who had turned out later. She was actually 26, like pretty, I mean, she could tell she was kind of moving like a rubber band. I mean, it was just like, and so I tried to keep up with her, and that's when I was moving well. But then we started to hit some really steep hills, and that's when I was like, okay, my quads are gonna blast.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You want to finish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you got to ride that line. But then like Todd was right there. Like I was like, I passed Todd, like he was the last person I passed, like before, like coming in the end. But it looked like his quads were shot. So
well, what was the total gain in that one? Was it 12,000, 14,000?
Yeah, it's right around 13, something like that, maybe, or 12, high 12s, something like that.
Insane.
Yeah. So
what was your final time, total time?
13, I think it was 13, just under 13:20. Because I remember I was trying to go under 13:20, and so I think it's like 13:19:50 or something like that.
Incredible.
Yeah.
62 miles.
62 miles. Yeah, and that was a new 100K PR for me. which is pretty.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
and I'm not getting any younger, so yeah.
None of us are.
Yeah,
including next Wednesday.
Well, you did Black Canyons, then 5 weeks later you did Big Alta. What's coming up in 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm training for 1500. My dad's a track athlete. My dad's a masters track guy.
Okay.
And so I'm doing a 1500 meter. And so my dad, he's actually very decorated masters track athlete. He has his most notable achievement is he has the American record for the long jump for men aged 65 to 69.
No way, bro. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
It's in your blood.
It is in your blood.
I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's in there.
Well, there's clearly a dedication to training and fitness. I mean, you don't accidentally get to be the world record holder for the long jump in your age group.
Well, he's on another level than what I am. He's been training at a high level for like a long time now. Yeah.
Wow. So when is this 1500 that you're training for?
It's early June. It's down in Sac. It's kind of a chill meet. Okay. It's like just like an all comers meet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've wanted to do a meet with my dad for a while, and so we kind of finally getting it together.
Is he going to do the 1500 with you?
No. No. He does the 100, 200 long jump and hurdles. Although I think he's taking a break from the hurdles right now.
Wow. That's amazing. Was it like this growing up? Was your dad participating in a lot of running events?
He started picking it up in his 40s
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's still hope.
Yeah. But then
especially with your speed.
When he retired, like that's when he really kicked it up and like got super focused.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So does he run with a club or does he just kind of do his own thing?
Yeah, I think he's a member of the Golden West, but he's like self-coached. Okay. And so so he kind of like isn't in that orbit, but but he's kind of mostly does his own thing for sure.
Does he come crew for you at ultras?
He came out for Western States, and he paced me for the last mile.
Wow, so, that's pretty awesome.
But what's cool? Yeah.
What a memory.
Yeah.
Crossing the finish line with Dad.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's incredible. Yeah. So on these ultras, I know not all of them you can't have that came out really weird. You can't have pacers in all of these races, right? Yeah. Have you ever, do you take on pacers? Do you have pacers when you can, or are you like, no, I'm just going to go and I'll just latch on with a group, or I'll find somebody and just kind of.
Yeah. Mostly I've done it without pacer. But yeah, Western States, I had my buddies come out, but yeah, mostly I've done, mostly without pacer. I think mainly just cause it's like kind of hard for people to travel. And like make it out.
Sure.
But yeah, it's fun to roll with the group or just like you say, just kind of latch on with people in the race, kind of get into kind of random conversations and stuff.
Do you ever get stuck out in no man's land 40 miles in with nobody in sight?
Yes. I'd say more often than not, that's what happens.
How do you make it through that? Like, what do you channel at that point to like stay engaged? Or do you just totally disengage and just move the legs and keep looking forward?
It depends. You're not always motivated. At Black Canyon, I do remember talking to that guy. I was talking about the aid station guy. He kind of lit a fire in me. He's like, all right, you got one more aid station and then the finish, and it just kind of motivated me. So I started moving pretty well. But sometimes you're just tired and you just kind of keep moving. Yeah. So, but. Yeah, it's different. 100 miles are different though, at least for me. Like, it gets really super hard. Like, and if you're not that into the race, like, it can be pretty weird. So yeah, it's like a whole, like 100K to 100 mile is like a big jump. Like mentally, it's a lot more difficult.
38 miles is a lot.
Yeah, when you're already completely gassed. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I bet you. I can imagine getting to the end of the Big Alta and being like, "Well, I'm glad this is the end."
Oh yeah. I'm
glad I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, I went into that because a lot of times I'll be more conservative, but I went into that race thinking like I'm putting it all out there, and so I was right at the edge with both my gut and my quads. Like, and luckily neither of them really gave on me, but yeah, I like gassed it pretty hard on that race.
PR, baby.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Awesome.
No big deal.
Congrats, Bill. Well, hey, when you're running in the park, you've got some pacers, and they are some four-legged furry friends. And I feel like, Pete, you're our dog guy on the pod, man. You gotta tip this segment off here.
Number one running dog in Chico.
Tied for first.
Tied for first. Hey,
Let's go, Bill. You listened.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
best running dog in Chico, Fred.
Fred, that's
Fred
right.
the legend.
Fred Ross.
Yeah, dude, it's so cool when you post on Strava like Fred's moving well today. It's a good I look forward to hearing the updates on Fred.
People want to know. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah, give
Yeah.
the people what they want.
Yeah.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, he's a good running companion, and he's so into it. You know, he's just complete. His face is just so joyful.
Yeah.
When he's out there,
Even doing repeats up and down Green Gate.
he's not into that. Yeah. No, once after the first repeat, he's like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah.
He's like,
Wait,
the car's that way.
The car's
Yeah.
that way. Why are we
Yeah.
going downhill?
Yeah, why are we? Yeah.
I think he feels like a lot of people once they've gone up and down Green Gate.
Right.
Well, I did it.
Like, oh,
Shout
yeah.
out Kim Stein, who just did her first up and down on Green Gate and said, "What the hell is this? Why do people do this?" Yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's cool. That Fred goes out. Fred goes out on almost every run with you, doesn't he?
No, I just 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I don't post everything. So I mostly just post the stuff with Fred.
Okay.
That's
then-
why it feels like that.
Yeah. And then other stuff, unless it's like a race or maybe if there's some other reason I want. But yeah, I kind of I know like sometimes my buddies are like, "Oh, you're like hiding your stuff or whatever." But like I kind of sometimes if I know that a run is going to be posted, I feel myself changing my behavior, like maybe running a little bit faster than I normally would, because I'll feel like some kind of like social pressure that like this thing is gonna like be visible to people. So like I kind of like having. I just like a lot of I guess I like.
You're doing it for you.
I'm doing it for
this is gold.
the
This is
feeling
gold.
of being out and like free and just like connecting with you just doing that. And yeah, that's the reason I'm out there. And so like anything that takes me out of that, I mean, like Facebook is like that on steroids, right? So it's like it's like a milder version of like that kind of like weird social pressure, like Eye of Sauron kind of thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's my.
Well, I think if we're all honest with ourselves, we can relate to that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Because which I think is cool. I mean, it's like that's why you race, right? It's like let's like throw down and like compare yourselves to each other. It's like that's but you're also comparing yourself to yourself, or whatever.
Oh yeah,
most.
Am I getting better?
Yeah.
Chronicle kind of see how your runs are doing. But
easy days where you're just out cruising. It's just like it's just having fun.
Yeah, Fred's moving well.
Fred is moving well. Yeah.
What is his longest run?
I took him on a 13 miler, and that was too far. Yeah.
Did he sleep for a couple days?
Yeah. He was probably down for probably like 3 or 4 days before he's back to normal. And that joyful look went away. That's when I knew it was bad.
He hit his sweet spot of about 5 or 6 and was like,
no, it was like 10. Like he was good up until 10. And then it was just like, he was sad face.
He's like a lot of us when we're running a half marathon.
Right. Probably so.
10's great. And then like, oh shit, I got 3 more to do. Pull me along.
Yeah. So I try to. Yeah, and just for the record, Fred's not actually my dog. I'm just doing like a long term.
Really?
Yeah. I have a friend of mine's in Italy, and so she's coming back in August.
Okay.
And so I think Fred's gonna go back.
No.
But I'll probably still run with him.
Okay.
But he'll just be living back at his old place.
Oh. Well, if you need somebody to do some convincing to let the dog run with you, we're here for it.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'd
right,
be.
thanks. No, she's on. Fred's owner's on Strava too, so she sees all the stuff.
Oh, good.
Oh, she must love it.
Yeah,
Good,
for sure.
good. Oh.
Yeah.
If you, we're happy to do like a podcast exclusively to like let Fred run anytime. Yeah.
So he actually moves strong, and that's not just elite branding, even though it's absolutely elite branding.
No, there's definitely Fred moving well and Fred not moving well. Yeah. There's days when he's really just kind of taking a sweet time back there, and so but lately he's been good.
Well, I mean, this weather we've had lately makes it much easier to like get into the flow and feel really good about what you're doing.
Yeah.
the hellscape is coming because it comes every summer. And we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, or run through that. I don't want to say fire. It doesn't seem.
Nope.
Run through that hellscape. Let's call it the hellscape.
Yeah.
The hellscape that is Upper Park in July.
Yeah. Brutal.
But there's another dog.
Leia.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my girlfriend's dog.
Sweet.
Yeah. And she can. I haven't tested her limits because like I feel bad taking Leia, not taking Fred, but I have, I have a theory that she could probably do an ultra. Like she'll go like with no training, she'll go like 8 miles and then just be still bouncing around in the back of the car. So, and she's tiny, like she's like a little like mini pincher.
Ooh.
So
you're going to start stretching those runs out with her at some point?
Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I feel bad like taking her and not taking Fred. I feel like it's kind of like a traitor in the situation. Yeah, like Fred knows. He's like, I know you took her. Yeah.
Bill, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I thought we were bros.
We're loyal to Fred.
Fred's my main man. Yeah.
I love that. Is it fun out there with the dogs? I mean, has that changed your relationship with running at all?
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, it's like just kind of takes you into the present.
Yeah.
They're just out there just loving it.
Any chaos stories? Have they run into any animals, snakes or anything?
Actually, Elska, my girlfriend Elska, I wasn't there for this, but Leia killed a squirrel apparently. I think it was like that shed. There's like a shed kind of out by the rifle range, and a squirrel ran into one of the holes, and and Leia went in after it and got it, pulled it out and killed it like on the spot, and like Elska like was like losing her mind, and then also I think another one involving a rattlesnake. Again, Elska getting pretty fired up about that.
Leia's a badass.
Yeah, I'm with Elska though when it comes to rattlesnakes. I'd be pretty fired up and scared. Like I don't do snakes, period, which I've touched on plenty of times on here. Like I do not do snakes. I don't care. It's just a gopher snake. It can't hurt you. I don't care. It's a snake.
Not taking a chance.
No, it's a snake.
That's fair. Yeah.
Hey, let's take a quick break. Make sure we got this file locked and loaded. We're a little bit over an hour now, so just want to make sure we save it. And of course, this break's brought to you by hydration.
Hydration.
Yeah.
Hydration and nutrition.
Yeah.
And the finest nutrition that exists is nothing other than gummy nerd clusters. If you're not buying your 2-pound bags of gummy nerd clusters from Costco, get your life together.
Okay, so this is really interesting because we're seeing them pop up more and more. I think, Pete, you're kind of like the origin of where the Nerds Gummy Cluster started. Billy?
I think it might be a mutual thing between the both of us. I know there's other people who like them, but maybe I'm more vocal. Maybe I'm just loud about my affinity for gummy nerd clusters. And I'm always happy to share my nerd clusters with anybody that's running. That's why I bring the Ziploc bag of them, the contraband, as I call it.
Yeah. Showing up to BRC Friday lunch recess, ready to roll with the snacks.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You know what? This break is brought to you by pacing, because running too fast too soon never ends well.
You've never said anything more accurate, Ross. We've all seen it. Someone blasts off the starting line only to burn out halfway through a race. Guilty.
Me too. And the same
I
goes.
met somebody.
Bidwell Classic last year. Hey, for Ross Field. The same goes for your finances. If you don't pace yourself, you risk running out of steam before you reach your goals.
Yep. And nobody helps you set that pace better than Dan the Man Malden. He knows how to balance short-term wins with long-term strategy.
He runs with BRC. He bikes all the time, so he understands endurance, and he'll help you pace your 401k like you pace your 10K. Steady, sustainable, and smart.
Because financial planning isn't about sprinting. It's about building a rhythm that carries you through the miles of life.
Don't just sprint. Plan for the marathon. Call Dan at 530-500-2782. That's 530-500-2782, and let him help you find your stride. All right, welcome back. Epic stories from Bill so far. What a cool conversation, man. Chops, my guy Chops. What is your go-to Upper Park loop when you want to just get some suffering in, get some good work in, and keep Fred and Leia rolling.
Yeah. Well, my bread and butter loop right now is like Humboldt Legacy. I do that with Fred twice a week, and then it has Bloody Pin on it, which if you want, you can go as hard as you want, and you can gas it pretty good. And lately I've been doing like sub threshold if I'm feeling good.
The whole way up, Bloody Pin.
Yeah, but like a zone 3, just so like kind of like just barely putting on the gas. But most days I just hike it or whatever, just jog it.
That makes me feel so much better.
Yeah, I mean you can lose your wheels on that that hill pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I like to, which actually I haven't done for a while, but there's a Winston, like it's kind of off. If you're driving up past the disc golf course, and you kind of pull off like immediately, there's like a steep drop off. It's not really even hikeable. I mean, it's like you can hike it, but that's that's a punishing hill right there, and like it makes you respect, I don't know, just nature or something. But that's a fun one to do. Or the I think it's like, what is that? Blue Oak, the one that goes like from Bear Hole, like going up to the top,
right off a middle.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
No, no, it's not Redbud. I know what you're talking about. It's the one that Daniel took us up a couple times. That like, there's no way that you can run up it. Like, there's parts where you're like scrambling, and
there's kind of a flat, and then you go up again.
Yeah.
Or maybe Live Oak. That's what it is.
Live Oak. That's what it is. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
That one is misery.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one that I do like twice a year, and that's it, because like every time I start to feel really good and fit, it's like, I'm gonna go do Live Oak, and it's like, well, I'm not that fit.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because like you can gas it on the first part, and then the challenge is actually to keep running on that flat.
Yeah,
like because that, I mean, it takes some mental fortitude to run through that bit.
Fortitude, insanity. I think they kind of blend.
Yeah.
They run together. It's a spectrum that kind of just runs together.
So yeah, I like that one a lot.
So we have Humboldt, which you run up Humboldt, the road. Is there? You're saying Humboldt Legacy?
So Humboldt Trail is like,
it's got a different. Humboldt has its own trail.
Yeah, there's like if you're going on Guardian, there's like a little sign that says like Humboldt Trail or whatever. Like, but it's just like. I think right now it's actually a place where they cut like a fire line, so like they kind of like erase the old trail, and then off of that there's like the kind of a trail that follows the contour, and then it goes up, and then there's like a little place where there's like people that camp overnight sometimes.
Interesting.
So that's because there was, after the fire, you couldn't actually run at Green Gate, so I just started parking over there, and then I just kind of stuck with that.
So that's where you park.
I just park there and then drop down and then do that little loop and then come back. Yeah.
Way
like
cool.
6.5 miles, something like that.
Yeah, that's a good, and that you probably get some good climbing in, especially on the
1,200 feet of vert, and
perfect.
Just knock it out.
I wish I did a bunch of that before this 50K. That would have been a good idea.
No, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Totally fine.
Good loop. Now I'll know. Now I'm gonna go hit Humboldt Trail. I'm gonna follow Bill and Fred and Leia one of these days.
For real,
dude,
right?
Have you been on Legacy?
Yeah.
Legacy Trail?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love Legacy.
That's like probably my favorite piece of trail in the park.
Yeah. That's Logan's favorite trail too.
Yeah, that is
mentioned. Yeah.
It's a good one, and I think I don't, and I could be totally wrong because I don't run it that often, but I don't think it gets as much run or usage, obviously, as Annie B, for example, because I mean Annie's right there and so well worn and well known.
Yeah.
But like Legacy's right there.
Yeah. It kind of is. Yeah, it's pretty magical. And it's got the falls.
Yeah, the falls are great when the water is running.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
A lot of poison oak down there though.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. All kinds of problems. Yeah. Ticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember right after the fire, I went up Annie and down Legacy with our friend Noah and Logan, and I think there was one or two other people. Were you there for that one?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. And this was like before they gave the, okay, you can go back up on this side. We just we definitely didn't just walk past a sign that says, do not go up the trail, because we just want to go see what was going on. And it was a trip to be up there right after the fire. We went down Legacy, and there were still fire hoses down there that they hadn't picked up and taken back out, and like flats of bottled water for the firefighters were still out there. So like we didn't disturb any of that. We went through and stayed on the trail and just kind of observed it and just like appreciated, like, gosh, I can't believe that this happened. And but yeah, just pretty wild times.
Yeah,
very wild.
Yeah, for sure.
Pizza rule breaker.
Nope. That didn't happen though. We didn't go past the sign that said "Do not go up here." We didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, Pete? You mentioned a little bit about stalking Bill's ultra sign up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, little did you know, I did some stalking of Bill on the old Google. Just searched Bill Parnell's name. I did come across your dad. And I didn't know how epic of a runner he was, though. But I saw some pictures of you and him at some events that had been published somewhere. And I also learned some very cool stuff about Bill. And one is this unexpected layer of being an absolute badass bassist in the rocker arena. And
so just 1 second. I didn't look at the outline that I looked at the titles. I didn't read all the details. I was going to guess that Bill slapped the bass. Like I was 100% going to say
slapping the bass, man.
Bill is a bassist.
Well, I use a pick, but I do play. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it. I could. Yeah. Oh man, I was just picking up the bassist energy.
So deer pen. So a couple funny things about that. So the reason that we were called deer pen is because we practiced at a house that was on El Portal Drive, which is over by the deer pen, like over by Parkview and the deer pens.
Okay.
And so that's what the name deer pen came from.
Makes sense.
But there is a really strong tie into running because all the guys, so the four guys that were originally in the band, it was Rhett, Morgan, Courtney, and Juan, were all runners for Gary. And in particular, during that time when they kind of came to prominence, like their first like championship year. Yeah.
So early 2000, late 90s, somewhere around
early
there.
2000s. Yeah. I think like 2002 or 2003, something like that.
Okay.
And yeah. So yeah. And then we used to play. And then Juan. So Juan was the drummer and Courtney was the bass player. And then so Juan left. He moved to the Bay. Courtney moved to drums. And I was working at Woodstocks at the time, and our boss Josh Reed was playing bass, but he kind of was like a little bit too good. Is kind of what Rhett was saying. Like he was like a pro, like, and they kind of were looking for somebody that was a little bit more just kind of like could hold it down. And and so I remember we were hanging out at Woodstocks after hours, like we would do, just drinking beers and kind of screwing around. And I told Rhett, I was like, "Hey, Rhett, I want to be in your band." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And I was just like, and then like, you know, the next day, you know, like you say stuff when you're a little bit tipsy. And I just didn't say anything to him about it because I kind of was like, oh, he probably wasn't serious. And he's like, "Hey, I'm serious. You can be in our band." And I was like,
two bassists.
Okay. Well, no, but then Josh he had his own stuff going. Okay. So like, yeah, he wasn't really sweating it. But yeah, then we just started playing gigs, and we used to, like, back then there was like, I don't know if you guys like Riff Raff.
Oh yeah.
Kind of, you remember? Yeah. Like Riff Raff. And then,
that's where like the Banshee is at.
Remember? Yeah. And then we used to play at LaSalle's.
Okay.
And then there's a place on Park. I forget the name.
The Maltese.
I think not the Maltese.
Oh, okay.
It was over, kind of in the same parking lot as the burger place.
Oh, Nobby's.
Yeah. And it turned into like, it's called like Tom's something or other, but it was something before that.
Okay.
But anyway, we used to play there a lot. And then I'm trying to think. And we actually played some shows out of town. I'm trying to think. We tried to put a tour together, kind of like Pacific Northwest, and like all but one of the gigs canceled. And then like there was nobody at that. Like it was up in Seattle, and there was literally no one there except for the other bands and their girlfriends. Oh. And so that was kind of rough. And then we played a show. I remember we played a show in Reno once. Played a show in Yuba City once.
Big time.
Good old
big
Yuba.
Time. Yeah, crushing it. So
cool,
but then we used to play shows for like their running friends. I remember we played like a graduation party for like one of their running friends.
Wow.
And like a lot of those guys, they would come to our gigs in Chico and stuff.
So I was running with BRC tonight, Wednesday night run, and Billy. I was telling Billy a little bit about. Did you know Bill was in a band like Deer Pen? And Billy's like, I think I was at a few parties or at some places
really?
with Deer
I
Pen
feel
or
like
something.
I remember hearing Deer Pen, like the name Deer Pen, when we were in college, because it would have been about that time when we were up to no good.
Well, we used to post posters on campus.
Yeah, I'm sure then.
Yeah.
It may not. Billy may not have said parties. He may have said some. I don't know if it was concert. He said something, but he basically said, "I've heard of Deer Pen before."
Did you ever make it into the Brickworks?
I don't think we did. Yeah, but you remember the band Odd Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually played a gig with Odd Man.
No kidding.
Yeah, their guitar player quit for like one gig, and so I filled in, and and then also there was actually that same guitar player had a side band called Blood Socket. I played bass in Blood Socket.
Intense.
Yeah, right. And so I like it. Yeah, and metal wasn't really my thing, but it's super fun to play.
How did you pick up the bass?
Yeah.
I played guitar. I actually started on sax. My mom got me into sax, and I played in junior high and high school.
Cool.
And then kind of taught myself guitar in high school. And then I actually had a roommate in my freshman year that was super into blues, and he kind of taught me how to like improvise.
Yeah.
And then
12 bars of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I think that's just kind of transition out of guitar. But yeah, it's playing bass is pretty different than playing guitar. It's like different way of thinking about music. Yeah.
So, what genre was Deer Pen? Like, how would you describe the sound?
It's kind of like alternative. I mean, very like Radiohead influenced.
Okay.
Our main songwriter was Morgan to start. Morgan and Rhett, but Morgan wrote a lot of the music, and he really liked Incubus.
Okay.
And
wow, I haven't heard that band name in a long time.
Yeah. And then there was what was that? Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
we like straight ripped off one of their songs.
Yeah. Take Me Out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we ripped off. Yeah, we took that intro of that and then took it into.
So maybe like some Modest Mouse influence.
Actually, there was one that I wrote that people said sounded like Modest Mouse. Wow. Yeah, for sure.
Songwriter too.
It's a little bit of a songwriter. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, I was playing with writing a theme song for you guys, but I didn't really.
Bill. Nothing would make us happier.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll try to throw something together. I'll send it over to you guys.
Gosh,
let's go. We made it.
We're official.
You guys need a theme song.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Bill,
So
you're
sweet,
blowing my
man.
mind.
Nice.
You are blowing my mind.
So you guys have been talking about this recently, huh?
Well, this is something that I mentioned a while ago to Ross.
okay.
Like, man, what if we had like a theme song or like an intro song?
We run with. Do you know Nimai? Have you met
Yeah,
Nimai?
yeah.
He's a bit of a rapper.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, really talented.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
he can spit some fire.
Yeah.
So we were thinking maybe, hey Nimai, you want to rap a little opening or something? But
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that would be intense. That'd
Never
be
asked
insane.
him.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be incredible, Bill.
yeah, would be so cool.
Be forever indebted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not promising it'll be good, but it'll be.
It'll be the best theme song that we have.
It'll be your working theme song.
Wow. So do you still play music? Do you just toy around at like on your own doing your thing?
I do some of my own stuff.
Okay.
Every once in a while, but actually, I'm in this group called Wolf Thump right now. It's like an Afro-Brazilian samba group that I just joined like a year ago. It's super fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of stuff online, unfortunately, but yeah, they're super fun to play in that group. And then there's also a class that goes along with it, and I play, just show up for that. And it's just a good way to kind of groove out.
Sweet.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Do you think there's Deer Pen music online somewhere?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I forget where, but it's around. Yeah.
The internet is endless, and I'm a sleuth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it.
You could also find some more stuff about Bill on the internet.
Oh yeah.
That you may not expect.
Like, hit me with something.
Bill's a champion bocce ball player.
Really?
Tournaments like in Reno, like
Whoa.
Facebook posts of like high finishes and competitions. And
So this isn't just a hobby when you're hanging out with your friends on the weekend. This is like a legitimate.
I got pretty into bocce. Yeah. So
it's so cool.
yeah. So we went to the Peppermill bocce tournament. I think at the last like 3 years, I guess. And
In the biggest little city.
Our first year we did pretty good. I think we got a top 10 out of 60, and we made it in the cash, and it was super fun. And then me and Elska, we play here in town, and we actually just won the couples tournament here in town. So.
Jeez, I mean,
most interesting man vibes.
For real. Yeah, just hiking the PCT, spend some time in Antarctica, Western states.
Get to that. Oh yeah,
bocce, bass, sax.
Yeah. So
yeah, you got the finesse, the strategy. What's the secret with bocce ball? You got to bring a little Chico swagger to it.
So bocce, I think bocce's it's it's interesting because it's pretty different. Obviously, pretty different than running. It's because it's like running is more of like a flow thing, whereas that it's like you're like you're anticipating this moment, you're thinking about it, and then it's like you're like switching off your brain and just executing.
Yeah.
And so have you guys read the book Inner Game of Tennis?
No.
Heard that? It's pretty good. My buddy Courtney that I just mentioned, that was a drummer in Deer Pen. His wife turned me on to it. She's a coach. And it's just talking about like kind of the basics of like sports psychology.
Yeah.
And so I think that stuff is super relevant to like a sport like bocce, where it's like you're trying to get out of your own way, and like just talking about like negative self-talk and like stuff like that. Super interesting. But I just and like I'm pretty competitive, and so this. When I first got into bocce, like basically during the pandemic, like there wasn't a whole lot going on, but bocce was like quote unquote safe thing to do.
Yeah.
And so, I got into it, and my roommate at the time was super into it. And so I joined his team, and then, we would and there was this backyard league before there was the 20th Street courts. And so, we started kind of like gelling as a team, and like we were starting to do well, but then we'd always come up against Dharma Laraka, his team called the Helltown Hotshots.
Uh-huh.
And like they were like the top dogs, and like we'd always get to like the final, and then like they would just kick our butts. And so I just like made it my mission. It's like I'm gonna do everything I can that we finally get a win against these guys, and then we finally did it. And so, but yeah, I was playing bocce like 3 or 4 nights a week. Like I was like super focused on like getting better at bocce.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
and then, you did.
And I did. Yeah. And then I eventually got off of Denver's team, and then started playing with Elska, and then we had some success there too. So.
Cool.
So I'm sorry, like I have to ask questions now about bocce. Like now I'm in. Like, do you travel? Like, do you call them balls? Do you call them stones? Like, what's it?
Oh yeah, there's balls.
Okay,
and then the target ball is the Polino.
Okay, so do you travel with your own, or do you just play with what's provided? Like, what's the protocol?
Generally, you're rolling with your own balls. Yeah.
Okay.
You just have like a set of 4, and you have like like special colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
BYOB, bring your own balls.
Yeah, always. Yeah. So when you go to a tournament, like, do you have to like go through inspection to make sure like everything's up to a specific standard?
Not strictly, but I did try to roll in like with some Big 5 bocce balls one time, and the guys we were warming up with like picked them up, and they're like and they were cool about it, but they're like you can't, like these aren't going to do it, like they're way too big, way too heavy. And so there is like a weight and a circumference that they're supposed to be.
Okay.
But which if you buy them through the right vendor, it's like no problem. But
yeah,
we just didn't know the right people when we first started.
And now you know.
And now I know. Yeah.
So I mean, there is a league in Chico then.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that we shouldn't sign up because we're never ever gonna get to be competitive.
Well, there's a beginner. There's Tuesday night is a beginner's night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
or you can just do drop in. There's Friday night. Friday night beats and bocce. Yeah. There's ways of getting in. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
So this backyard league, what was that about? Sorry, like this is nothing to do with running.
It's great.
But
no, it's okay. Yeah.
We're learning about Bill.
That was 5. It was like 4. I think it was 4 or 5
backyard courts.
Okay.
And
At different houses, or was like somebody's house?
Yeah,
It's like,
different.
no, this is my
Yeah,
thing.
so different houses, and your team would have 2 games each night.
Okay.
And sometimes they'd be on the same court, but usually you play one game at one house and then have to travel and you play another game at another house.
Okay.
And then there was like 16 teams in the league. You play like 8 weeks, and then you play into like a final.
Okay. Are all the courts at these various houses, were they all the same dimensions?
No, yeah, they're all different. Yeah, different surfaces, different dimensions, different little nuances. So you'd have to learn all the different courts.
And you had a preference of court that you liked? Or were you just like, I'm just glad to be here, I'll play anywhere, I'll just beat anybody, doesn't matter?
I don't think I don't think I had I don't think I had a preference. But yeah, you definitely would notice, certain courts would be the main thing that's annoying about a given court is if like it's not consistent. If you're not able to like throw the same shot twice and have it do the same thing, like that can be pretty annoying.
Okay. I have a friend that has a court in their yard. I might have to get over there and work on my game a little bit before I reveal it to the public. He's also got shuffleboard too.
Yeah,
which
shuffleboard's
is like,
so fun.
Yeah, it was like a variation of bocce. Bill, that's interesting. But before we really get stuck on bocce ball, which is not a bad thing, I brought up Antarctica, right? I said that because you shared a story with me when we were running one day about Antarctica. How the heck do you end up in Antarctica?
Yeah, so I was working at Build at that time. It was like 2016.
Christian Friedland.
For Chris, good old Chris Friedland.
Good old Chris Friedland, Chico legend.
Yeah, made jobs for a lot of people.
Sure did.
But he. So yeah, I was actually working in the data department, and that's a great example of a place like they did not give 2 rips that I thru hiked the PCT. They could not have cared any less. And but anyway, I was I met this couple while I was hiking the trail that had been to Antarctica, and that was like my first that opened my eyes to the fact that was a thing. And then I saw a documentary called A Year on Ice, which kind of was very, especially, and I went back and watched the movie after I was there, and like it definitely is a really good depiction of what life is like there. And after seeing that movie, I was like, oh, I want to go. Like I was all in, and so yeah, I just went on the Antarctica jobs website and found waste management. I was like, that's the job. And so I just I didn't apply to anything else. I had applied to that one job. And then I found the company that had the contract, and just started hammering the hiring manager, or actually the secretary. And then she forwarded me to the hiring manager. And then then I talked to the hiring manager, and she got me on a backup contract. And then what happened on the back end, I found out later, was like the guy that was set to take my position ended up getting a job in fuels, because all the buildings run on diesel there, and so they have teams that are just keeping everything all topped off with diesel. And so he got a job in fuels, so they needed to backfill this position quick. And so I basically had like 4 weeks from when I found out about the job to when I had to be ready to go. And so yeah, I gave notice at Build, which I think was the 3rd time I quit that job. And then that was like, they're like, okay, you're done. Like, you're not coming back. And so then I just went, and my first 2 months were, they call it wind fly, which is you get there when it's dark, because it's like the seasons are, or like like fall season. Yeah. It's like dark. It's like dark
you get
to
no
light.
Sunlight.
And then like the summer, it's like light the whole time. And then like, winter, it's dark the whole time. So wind fly is like the kind of in between season. So I get there and it's basically completely dark, and not super fun, to be honest. It was pretty rough. Like
I can imagine.
And but then
dark, cold.
Yeah, it's kind of unfamiliar. Yeah, kind of boring sometimes. And but so I make it through my first 2 months, and then my boss was like, "Hey, do you want to try the South Pole?" Like, we had somebody not make their medical. So I was like, "Yeah, sure." So then so I finished my next 3 months were in Antarctica, or were at the South Pole, which I liked better.
You get like your own room. It's just kind of a little bit cleaner. Just like the vibe was just kind of more fitting for me.
Yeah.
But I played a lot of music. There's like a band room, so I was in a bunch of bands.
Oh, cool.
Like I told you guys, I did the South Pole Marathon on New Year's Day.
Yeah, can you describe that marathon?
So the South Pole Marathon. So you do. So there are these groomed roads because there's all these different like research buildings that are kind of like positioned away from the main kind of living area. And so, we just did out and backs on the groomed roads. So there's like the South Pole Telescope, I think is out one direction. So you go out to that. And then we did the runway. And then there's one more road that goes out to some other buildings.
How long are these roads too?
Well, so I think we did probably like 5 miles or no, I guess probably 3 miles because round trip.
Okay.
So because we just you had to do the 3 fingers, kind of like do each one twice. So and then like I was saying, I think that second year I got super cold because the wind shifted, and which kicks up all the snowdrift and blocks out the sun. Yeah. And so the second trip on the runway, I got super cold. I just had to keep moving to get back.
I'm impressed that it was the second time on the runway when you got cold.
Right.
I run very cold. I would have been cold immediately and probably would not have persisted through the whole run. I would have bagged it pretty quickly, pretty early. I guess if you have nothing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you got the right gear.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Yeah.
So what do you wear? Like, what was the temperature-ish, and what did you wear that was appropriate for being out there for running?
Yeah, I just was wearing, as far as I know, I mean, I looked at pictures of it not that long ago, and I think I was just wearing like, probably my thermals, and then like a couple lighter layers on top, and then like hat, mask.
Okay.
And then temperature wise, it probably most days it's like -10 ambient, -30 wind chill. I mean that's like the standard.
I can't even comprehend what that would feel like.
Yeah, but it's not like I said because it's dry. It's actually not as bad. Like if you had that same like condition in like Michigan or something like that, I think it feels quite a bit colder and it's probably more dangerous. But out there, that's like a pretty nice day actually. So yeah,
that's great. That's insane.
Add it to the list of things you don't know about Bill. He ran a marathon in the South Pole.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah,
pretty incredible.
The other thing I like to brag about from my time in Antarctica is that I was the lead singer in a band that covered Dark Side of the Moon, like from front to back.
Whoa,
so that was pretty tight. Yeah, our second season, we did that, and there was a videographer that had all these videos of the Southern Lights. That he had kind of projected behind us while we played it. So
that must be cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, and I have a video of that. The sound quality is not very good, but you kind of get the idea. So,
did you guys ever sync up with Wizard of Oz or just
we didn't?
Okay,
yeah,
just had to ask.
That's a thought. Yeah.
Wow. So you spent 2 seasons down there?
2 seasons, yeah.
So how does that mean? Like 6 months? Is that a full year?
First one was 5 months. Then the second one was 3 months.
Okay.
Because I had that wind fly section. Yeah.
And so in between those, did you like fly back to California?
Yeah, I just came home. Was doing like I said. I think at that time, I might have been working in a warehouse or something. But then I was also subbing for a while. I was doing like substitute teaching and kind of just making ends meet. And then I went back and did one more.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you're like,
that's cool.
A troubadour of the sorts, a nomad.
Kind of a bee in my bonnet.
Yeah.
I used to. Not as much anymore, but yeah, I'd say from like 2009 to 2019, pretty solid bee in my bonnet time.
That's cool.
I got another one for you.
Yeah.
Bill's won some poetry competitions.
Shut up.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that one surprised me too. Yeah. So that was 2019. That was actually
after my last Antarctica stint, and I was kind of like soul searching, looking for a job, kind of, just doing random stuff. And I started doing, I don't know if you guys know the book, The Artist's Way, something like that. You guys know that? Yeah. And doing morning pages, which a lot of times would be kind of like more poetry-ish, just kind of like, not really, just kind of like unstructured, like words or whatever.
Yeah.
But this one time I just kind of wrote this one, and I'd write them in my phone, and then and I saw there was a poetry contest through News and Review. It's called Poetry 99, like 99 words or less.
Yeah.
And so I was just like,
I was teaching at that point, and I had students who were writing.
Writing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Yeah. So I was like, I should do that. And so I just kind of was scrolling through all my stuff, and I like found one. I was like, that's kind of good. And like I changed it a little bit and just sent it, and just like didn't think about it. And then I'm blanking on his name, but he used to be a music editor. So he actually interviewed Deer Pen. So he was the guy that called me, and he's like, Bill, he's like, hey, yeah, you like, I forget how he said it. Like, he didn't tell me I got first place. He was just like, told me that I did good or something like that. He's like, yeah, you did pretty good with this poetry thing. I was like, oh, what poetry thing? And he's like, yeah, I had to go down and take a picture. I think they asked me a couple questions, like, and then, then I did a reading at the bookstore, and I got first place, like outright, which was totally bizarre. Like, I would not have, and then like I don't really write poetry since. I just had this like really brief period where I was like super into it.
Moment of clarity.
I guess. Yeah. So, but then I'm trying to think. I feel like there's something else to be said with that. But yeah. Anyway,
what was the poem about?
Yeah. There you go.
Do you have it memorized? Can we get a live performance?
Oh, that's a good question. I used to have it somewhat memorized. But you know what's weird is that it's kind of like, yeah, you probably could pull it up. Yeah. It's like, anyway, it's maybe a little bit personal, but actually I wrote it right after the fire.
Okay.
And there's like some tie-ins with the fire, which I feel like maybe got it some points because I think it was like stuff that was on a lot of people's minds.
Yeah. It was poignant.
Yeah. Poignant. Yeah.
Okay.
Quite. Yeah.
Burnt shirt.
Great. Wow. How did you just like, would you just Google Bill Parnell poem or something?
I did. Bill Parnell poetry.
Anyway, I leave that to if people want to read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. No problem.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And that was just like a flash in the pan thing you were doing for a while. And
yeah, totally. But I love writing in general. Yeah. I like to write, like, especially certain times, or like if I have like something I really want to write about, like I can dig in on it.
Do you keep a journal related to running?
No, but I write note. Like I use Training Peaks right now.
Okay.
But that's been pretty recent.
Okay.
Like the last like year and a half or so.
Interesting.
So, but
this says first place, not bad for a guy who doesn't really write poetry. William Parnell used to be known around these parts as a rocker, playing bass for one-time local faves Deer Pen. He says he's recently started to try more writing and that this piece was written on a whim, almost like a form of therapy. Rad.
That is rad.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think this kind of leads us right into like the philosophy of Bill, right? You've shared a lot of really cool stories about things you've done and kind of, some of the value it brings to your life and just the way that you approach your training. So maybe we'll dive into that. Like, what does running give you, right? Running brings something to everybody, and maybe some people can articulate it, some people can't, but what does running bring to you or give to you?
Yeah, I think, it's like a relationship with yourself, community, nature. I like that it's simple. I kind of like the feeling of like, that if I needed to, like if my car for some reason didn't start, like I could just jog home. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like just like there's like, I don't know, not quite a superpower, but like there's like a freedom that it gives you.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Yeah. So just being able to like, just be able to move freely. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does that, that reminds me of, you mentioned Born to Run earlier, and just, the Tarahumara people, and just how running is just who they are. It's part of their identity. And, like you said, it's just a way of moving. It's the go-to. Like, you don't have your car, you just jog.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's some kind of, meaning from that book that kind of like has kind of made its way into your running philosophy.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, I think that probably was like opened the door to kind of the more spiritual aspect of it, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think also, the hiking kind of did that too. But I read Born to Run before the hiking. So maybe Born to Run was kind of what led to that.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like, running is certainly a spiritual experience, especially when you get into these massive distances that you're putting in. And I mean, like,
imagine
really, if we could get really philosophical with running too, it's an act of defiance in our society right now, where everything is automated, getting your car, go somewhere, right? When you're using your feet and your own body to move, like, that's in a sense an act of defiance.
Yeah. In kind of in the same way that gardening is.
Yeah.
It's like, you're checking out from like the like in your face commercial kind of like path or whatever.
Totally.
Yeah.
Did you just allude to something else, Bill's, about
I'm
gardening?
I probably should be, but
green thumb.
I definitely do not have a green thumb. But yeah, one other kind of like, I don't know if you want to call it extreme activity or whatever that I participated in, was I did a 10-day Vipassana course. You guys know what that is? It's like a silent meditation thing.
Oh shit, I've heard about those.
Yeah. So that kind of like, there's something about that, and I'll just describe it briefly. So basically it's like, I mean, there's really not much to it. Like, you show up, they teach you this meditation technique. The first one is called Anapana, where it's like you're just focusing on the breath. And then you transition to the Vipassana technique, which is like your body scanning. So you're just like scanning your body for like sensations, and like the idea is you just go back and forth scanning, and it's like, and the idea is that you notice the sensation, but you don't like apply any kind of like evaluation to it. It's like not good, not bad. It's just there. And the idea is that you just kind of develop this like sense of like equanimity.
Yeah.
So that was like that. And like your days are very simple. It's like you basically meditate 10 hours a day in like little 1 hour chunks. And then like you have little breaks and have meals and stuff, and you're not supposed to.
Yeah. There's no talking
there's no
at
talking,
all, right?
There's no like body language. You're not, but people have different variations of like how good they are at actually accomplishing that. But mostly people stick to it. But yeah, I came out of that with like, like, I don't know, there's something that I came out with that I can't quite put words on, that I then applied to my running. That's like kind of like, just do it and don't apply any meaning to it. And then that also ties in with like not wanting to post everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just a thing that I'm doing, it's just happening. It is what it is kind of thing.
Oh, dude, I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, and the people say it's like running's a moving meditation.
Yeah.
So I think it totally is.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was 10 days of that?
10 days. Oh, and actually I have a funny story, but, so 10 days, and people say that like, so the room is split into, there's guys over here, gals over here, like, you're two halves of the same room. And then even you eat separately, like guys eat in the guys area, gals eat in the gals area. But then on the 10th day, the kind of walls are broken down, and you can talk to everybody, and you kind of meet everybody in person. And like, you do feel like a bond with people, even though you haven't talked to them. Like, you feel like you kind of know them just because you've been sitting next to them
shared
for so long.
experience.
And but it turned out there was there were two flat earthers in our group of about 20 guys. Like, and they were full on, like, they were passionately flat earthers. And when they heard that I'd been to Antarctica, they're like, "Oh, what'd you see?"
like what's down there? I was like, dude, like the earth is round, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Like I didn't see it. Like, oh, what about, like they kind of thought there was maybe like a weird cave, like, or like some kind of weird thing.
Mirror that reflects everything back.
Or yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, that was just kind of a funny story that came out of that.
Where was that at?
That was near Clear Lake, Kelseyville.
Okay.
Yeah. So Damamanda is the closest one for us. Yeah.
And so again, I'm going into these tangents because again, Bill, too interesting to not ask these questions. Did you make it through, the first 9 days without talking to anybody? Or did you like at some point have to like, okay, I have to like say something? Did you talk to yourself out loud?
Well, there was a guy actually in our, so you stay in a room with bunks, and there was this guy that didn't like my alarm clock going off, and he broke the silence to tell me, he's like, hey, don't turn on your alarm clock. And I was like, and the instruction was, the start of the course was like, hey, if anyone talks, or if you have any issues, talk to the manager. And so I just told the guys like, hey, talk to the manager. So that's the only words I'd ever said.
So, and I've heard a little bit about these kinds of retreats. Like, are hand signals and gestures, are those considered talking?
You're not supposed to,
and they're off limits.
You're not
right?
supposed to motion or talk to any of the. But you can talk to like the manager, and there's also like a teacher that's on staff, so you can take breaks and talk to them, like in a separate area.
And I would imagine people have very different responses to being in an experience like that. Whereas, I'm sure maybe not in the one that you went to, but people who make it a few hours in or a day and they're like, nope, I can't do this, I'm out.
Yeah, I think people. Yeah, actually, I think somebody bailed on ours. I think, somebody had to leave in the middle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's.
But for me, I mean, I remember like I was a little bit anxious and weird for like maybe the first couple days, and then I just like went hard, and I just like kind of did like the full commit, and then it was no problem after that. I mean, it was still hard, but like I didn't have a problem doing it.
Which. Like you were saying earlier when I asked about when you get into that no man's land at mile 40 and you can't see anybody anywhere and next aid station's not for 2 more hours. Like, I guess maybe that's where an experience like that retreat can kind of help you channel. I've been in these situations. I can find the calm. I can find the confidence. I can find the ability to just keep going.
Yeah. Just like not judging. Yeah. It's just like the sensation.
Yeah.
So that helps with the pain though. Because you don't even notice the pain.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that you don't notice it. It's just that you don't like apply any judgment to it. It's just like, it's not like it's
no validation.
It's not a bad thing. It's not like it is just what
pain.
it is. Yeah. And it's temporary.
Yeah.
Pain is temporary.
Yeah.
That's very neat.
Yeah. So, Ross, I like this question that you have here.
Okay.
What's your relationship with suffering? I mean,
Probably,
that's a massive philosophical question. So we'll keep it in the realm of like the long hikes, the long runs. Like, what is that relationship like?
Yeah, I mean, generally that's where the good stuff is, I guess. One way of putting it. Yeah. But also you got to be smart. I mean, obviously, like you don't want to break your body.
Yeah.
So and yeah, I've gone too hard. Like I had like a chronic exertional compartment syndrome, my right leg, that put me down for like I was not able to really run strong for probably like a couple of years.
Wow.
Like I was kind of like hike running for quite a while. And actually, just this last bit has been like the longest healthy streak I've had for a while. And I chalk that up to exactly, knock on wood, to more focus like strength training. Like, for sure. Like,
that's a common theme around here, strength training.
Yeah, turns out, because before I was just like willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And I'd like come in and out of running, like be super inconsistent and like not doing any like real strength training. But ever since I started doing that, like it's been worlds of difference.
Yeah. And it's so, we're learning that this strength training, when I say we're, I mean Ross and I are learning that this strength training is so important as we get older, right? For longevity and staying healthy and being able to continue to run if we want to do distances or run consistently. Like you have to have that element mixed in.
And it's not what anyone wants to be like. Runners want to run. They don't want to strength train, but pretty much
I'll say this, Bill, your legs are jacked, bro.
Yeah.
There's some times I've run next to Bill and I'm like, damn, dude, like Bill's strong. What's the strength training you go to? You got to be doing some squats or some kind of leg exercises.
I don't know. I think I just have naturally just kind of like but no, but
tree trunks by just born with them.
yeah. I mean, yeah, not the ideal runner's body, but it is what it is. But yeah, I do like squats and whatnot. But yeah, but it doesn't take much for my leg. But my upper body, for some reason, doesn't really have the same kind of algorithm. Yeah. So, whatever.
Yeah, I figured it was just you were just doing a bunch of leg exercises.
No, they just got like that and stayed like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
from going up and down hills.
Yeah, must be that too.
When you go up 13,000 feet,
yeah.
running and hiking and jogging, and you hike 2,500 miles, just a natural result.
Humboldt legacy repeats for years.
Forever.
That's rad. Pete, how about some questions?
Yeah.
Lightning round?
Yeah, you ready for some lightning round questions? Yeah. Okay. So these are just questions we ask all the guests. Answer them however you see fit. Some of these you might have already alluded to a little bit, but that's okay. It'll still be fun. So, first question: favorite place to run? Your favorite trail, whatever it might be. Your favorite.
Let's go with let's just. Or actually, you know what? Pre-fire Humboldt Summit, like Humboldt Summit to Cold Springs, Frog Springs up on the PCT.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably put in a lot of reps there.
Okay.
But if I can also change the question slightly, favorite hiking spot, Evolution Valley on the PCT.
Okay. Where exactly on the PCT?
Sweet. That's on,
or
it's
approximately.
It's on the JMT, right? If you're going southbound, it's right before you get to Muir Pass.
Okay.
Did you evolve there?
Just barely.
Yeah.
Incremental evolution.
Nice.
Yeah.
Philosophically, he evolved.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So when you're out running solo, or with Fred and Leia, and you've got, you're just out cruising, are you raw dogging it with your thoughts, or are you putting headphones on and listening to something?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
But mainly music lately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, while we're here,
Yeah.
this is a perfect segue. Yeah. What are maybe 3 songs on your running rotation? Like songs that you enjoy running to, or that you have positive connotations with when you're running?
So I have a kind of like a get pumped up.
Okay.
And the one that's kind of funny on here, you guys know John Mayer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Still feel like your man.
Okay.
You wouldn't think that song would get you pumped up, but it gets me pumped up for some reason.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna blow your mind with my songs in a moment here.
Yeah.
Or scare you.
And then there's a song called WTF by OK Go that I've been liking lately. And then I've got a lot of ones. But then the other one that I've been listening to for quite a while, and actually Jeff Browning, you guys know him, he's an ultra runner. This song called Freedom by Rage Against the Machine.
Okay.
Yeah, that one that's like VO2 max territory right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So those are my I'll go with those.
Okay, I'm gonna throw one more at you. What's a song on that running playlist that people would not expect you to have on your running playlist? People who know you well might be like, "What, Bill?"
Even people that know me well.
I mean, I would have never guessed John Mayer was on your list personally. I just wouldn't have pegged you for a John Mayer kind of guy.
I think people know that my running or that my music taste is a little, not super eclectic, but fairly. But I don't know. I'll just. How about I don't know. They're all pretty. I'll just throw out. I just love this song "Omaha" by Counting Crows.
Okay,
that's just that's it. And it's not like you wouldn't think like, oh, it's gonna get you pumped up, but for some reason, just gets the metachlorians just kind of moving.
Yeah. Some nostalgia wrapped up in there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Ross, but before we finish our questions, I'm going to turn the question to you too now.
Some songs on my playlist.
Some songs on your playlist that get you pumped up. Maybe we wouldn't expect to be on your particular running playlist.
Maybe this one you wouldn't expect. If it's VO2 max stuff or, hard work, I like Avicii's "Heart Upon My Sleeve,"
Okay.
which was a song that promoted the NBA Finals years and years ago.
Okay.
And I heard it on a commercial and was like, whoa. And every time I listen to that song, I just feel like I'm smashing through like a forest with wolves alongside me. Like there's some like imagination element that goes off and it just fuels me to run faster.
Atop your majestic steed.
Yeah, it's just something. There's something about the way that the song plays out and the sounds that Avicii uses, and obviously being so talented, it's just how he puts everything together is so cool.
Yeah.
And the way the song flows. I grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s, so a lot of like Bay Area rap and hip hop.
Yep.
I listened to, which, was definitely part of like my younger years. I don't listen to that stuff much anymore, but I'll throw on some like Andre Nicotina at times if I want to kind of run and let loose after maybe a tough day or something.
Definitely.
So that's on. And it's funny you mentioned John Mayer. I have Heartbreak Warfare on my playlist. That song doesn't pump me up, but if I'm out for a cruise, a little zone 2 run, some of those kind of styles of music or songs get me in the flow for a nice little run, sort of the chill vibe.
Yeah.
And that's a good song.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I can dig that. All right, I'm going to throw mine out now. So you guys both said like a song for VO2 Max, like just that hard work. I have an affinity for bad punk rock. So I'm not going to choose anything too inappropriate, but Please Play This Song on the Radio by NoFX is just a great one. It's fast paced.
Awesome.
It's kind of goofy. And I mean, I just love NoFX because they're so weird and out there. So I also grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, and this one is questionable. It's a bit of a 90s dance song. I'm not a dancer in any sense of the word. But Show Me Love by Robin S.
Okay.
Like if you don't know it, look it up. You'll remember it.
Awesome.
Bill, does that sound familiar?
No, it doesn't.
No?
But that
Okay.
reminds me that I had a Spice Girls song on here for a while.
See, there you go.
Which that might have been it actually surprised me that I liked it that much.
Yeah.
But then it ended up but it was on there for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one song right now that's really like, I mean, maybe it's because my daughters have this on and my wife has had this on from time to time. Man I Need by Olivia Dean.
Okay.
Just
no idea, but okay.
look it up. You've heard it. Ross, I know you've heard it. Bill, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not in your realm yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we all have those songs that are like, this is not anything I would ever listen to, but when I run, it feels good.
But it hits you. If it hits, it hits.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't
Exactly.
deny it.
Yeah.
Sometimes reggae has that vibe for me.
Yeah.
Like it, Stick Figure or like Barrington Levy or kind of like some old school. Obviously Bob Marley.
Oh yeah.
I
There's some
listen.
like, yeah,
Or
you
you guys the meters. You could listen to the meters.
No, okay.
Oh yeah. They're like kind of like they're like a New Orleans band. They're kind of like have like a James Brown kind of thing happening. It's like funk. It's very like easy to kind of just to like get into like a groove with it.
Are there horns?
Yes, there are
I'm in.
horns. Yeah. No, they're legit. They're super legit. Like I've heard the name a bunch and like I've heard songs over time, but like just recently I've gotten like focused and listening to them. They're just super good.
The meters.
The meters, yeah.
Cool. Can't wait to check them out.
They're classic.
All right. So back to our rapid fire questions with Bill. So next question. Best piece of running advice you've ever received?
That I've ever received.
Probably from Nolene.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably
you or
from
something.
no. I don't know. I mean, probably. I mean, it's what everyone says. Like, listen to your body.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably like the golden rule.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
sage advice.
Yeah.
On the flip side, similar question. Let's say you have a friend that approaches you and they're like, Bill, I see you running all the time. I think I want to start running. What's the first piece of advice you're giving someone who's like, I want to start running?
Oh gosh. Yeah. Start slow. Like, take days off. Don't go too crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, probably listen to your body. And then I mean, if I'm just like, I mean, because normally, I mean, don't want to go too hard on, but like this maybe like a hypothetical person that doesn't mind like unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
I would say also like diet is like a big piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because usually like if somebody says they want to start running, it's like because they want to be like healthy or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like diet is like, I feel like it's like 80% diet, 20% exercise. That's probably
Proper fueling.
seems crazy, but yeah, just taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, trying to think what else.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one that we haven't heard is the fueling.
Yeah.
Like be conscious of what you're putting in your body when you're starting.
I like that ratio too. 80% diet, 20% exercise. Like if you just eat healthy,
Yeah.
you're gonna be
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
good
But then the
shape.
question is, what is like everyone has like their own
Very
2
true.
cents on
Yeah.
what healthy is, but
Well,
yeah.
that's a great segue into our last question.
Totally.
here. So you just finished the Big Alta 100K. You just finished Western States. It's time to eat. What are you going for after that big run? And you're just like, oh, I got to eat this right now. What are you craving at the end of a run?
My go-to is pasta with meat sauce.
Okay.
I probably have eaten, like I have like 80-20, like 80% pasta with meat sauce, 20% everything else. like I've eaten a lot of that. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So when we're talking meat sauce, are we talking like a bolognese sauce?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like any pasta sauce,
Okay.
that's like, hopefully where water is not the first ingredient,
Yeah.
and slap some mushrooms, onions, garlic, some high quality grass fed beef, just go to town on that puppy. I mean, that's
Dinner at Bill's house.
yeah,
Dinner
totally.
at Bill's house.
And that's the thing is that you can scale that meal
Yeah.
quite easily. Yeah. So just
Absolutely.
invite everybody over.
Yeah.
You said go to town on that puppy. Did Fred and Leia get a little bit of this pasta?
Yeah. They get bites.
Yeah.
Yeah. They get some bites of the beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No onions. No onions. Dogs don't get onions.
Oh, dogs don't get, okay. That's
yeah.
good to know.
Dogs don't get onions.
They don't like onions.
Yeah. Well, they like the skin. They don't digest the skin properly. It can like cause problems.
Okay.
I would imagine a cooked onion is a lot different than like,
just
hey,
like a raw
here's
onion.
a raw onion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meat sauce pasta is the way. That's a good call.
Yeah.
We haven't heard that one yet either.
No.
What do you
Yeah.
guys? What about you guys? What's your go-to? Do you have like a certain thing that you like crave post-run?
Yes.
What's that? Is it nerds?
That's
Just more nerds, like
Yeah.
stacked in nerds. Yeah.
I'm trying to get as much arsenic
Nerds
as I can.
stacked in herds, he says.
Yeah. It's a pile of them.
Yeah.
So I go back and forth like tacos, like on Wednesday night runs, like when we get about 2.5 miles in, like halfway, I'm like, I'm starving. It's
Yeah.
like my dinner time. We eat early at my house because I
Yeah.
have young kids. And I'm like, always like, man, I'm gonna go home. I want tacos so bad.
Yeah.
Or Thai food.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Some noodles.
Yeah.
Some some curry with tofu. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
What about you, Ross?
Yeah, I like some curry in the winter. Something warm. I'd probably just keep it simple with like a burger and some fries but a milkshake. I like the milkshake.
Yeah.
element.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just chocolate milks, man. I'm
nice.
a big chocolate milk fan after some of my runs.
Yeah.
Especially these long ones on the weekends we've been doing. Chocolate milk just hits different after that 20 miler.
Yeah.
I gotta try chocolate milk. I don't really like milk in general. That's why I have a hard time. I mean, I know chocolate milk's a whole nother monster. It comes from chocolate cows.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally different.
Right.
Special cows. That's too
I'm
good.
gonna tell my kids that next time we're driving and we see cows. Like, those are the chocolate milk cows. Grant might buy it. I don't know about my daughters.
So we know the next adventure. It's this 1500
Yeah.
coming up. What about future race goals or times you're chasing?
I mean, I'm gonna keep qualifying for another round at Western States, so keep that going. And then I've kind of been thinking about getting a hard rock 100, but qualifying is a little more difficult. Getting in is more difficult. Harder to find like the proper place to train for it around here. And I don't know if I'm really drawn to it as Western States. So yeah, I don't know, but Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of just like in the afterglow of this last Western States run. Pretty pumped about it. It's very satisfied, and yeah, now I'm just kind of like, because I really did get super serious about my training leading up to that, and now I'm trying to kind of like keep that going, but like in a way that's like more sustainable. And so so it's like more process goals right now, just kind of like keeping like steady, like right now, like 10 hours a week is kind of what I'm shooting for. And then kind of building like races around that. And then, and I'm looking forward to the Fall Trail Classic, the half. I think I'm gonna lace up for that one again this October.
Hell yeah!
So yeah, that last time, that's what probably the hardest I pushed for that long, or hardest. I wouldn't say push, but like grinded.
That's a tough course.
It's pretty tough. Yeah, and you got to be smart about it.
Yeah,
like it's like an interesting, because you can definitely overgas it on the first bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun, and also it's just, I don't know, it has meaning just because it's you're just like the local trails, it's cool. And this is just not, you didn't ask, but I'm thinking about putting together a metric marathon, so it'd be 26.2 kilometers in the park. Or you're in. Yeah.
Man.
Okay, nice.
Down.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Yeah,
love it, Bill.
So it's pretty much it's a loop on the north side, and then you connect over to and a loop on the south side.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll figure out the details.
So would it be like up north rim, down B,
it's
across
like,
middle?
It's like so you start at Horseshoe Lake, you go middle, and then you take the trail Live Oak up to North Rim.
You're an animal.
and then you drop down B Trail. Okay. And then I'm thinking take the road all the way back.
Okay.
Or maybe middle. And then you cut over the golf course, and then Annie B, and then Guardian. Oh, I'm forgetting now. I think it might be Guardian to Bloody Pin, back on Annie B, something like that.
So you have to go down Bloody Pin?
Yeah.
But you have to go up Live Oak.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that.
I'm in.
Yeah, okay. Man. Nice. Okay. Yeah. It might just be run as kind of like a casual,
totally.
But then there'd be like 1/8 station at the that little patch of dirt where they have the start for
someone will just happen to be waiting there with some beverages and some nut butter or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, okay. Just like or you can like leave your bottles there.
Yeah,
or whatever. Yeah,
herds of nerds.
Herds of nerds.
Leave them there.
Yeah, a cluster of nerds. Yeah, that's awesome. That sounds like a blast.
Yeah, does sound fun.
Maybe 2 of those would be a 43K.
Would it be a birthday?
It would be a birthday. A variation of.
I don't think we should put Live Oak in the birthday.
We'd lose some friends.
Oh, man. Well, Bill, this has been amazing. I'm sitting here reflecting and thinking, but like this conversation is like how I feel like we want this podcast to be.
Yeah.
It's like a lens into what makes Bill Parnell Bill. And we're sharing stories with the community here, and people now know more about Bill if they listen to this episode.
Yes.
And it was so cool to learn about everything that you're about today. Yeah. And I'm just blown away. And now I get to have cooler conversations with you when I see you out. I feel like I got to know you more today. And that's what we're trying to do. This is the conversation that epitomizes Pot on the Run.
It totally does.
Right? What do you think?
Yeah, I 100% echo all of that. And Bill, you're the most interesting Bill I've ever met. There's just so many layers to everybody, right? And it's so like cliche and like, oh, everybody's all these layers to people. But when you actually get to hear the stories that lead to what anybody's doing, what Bill's doing today, right? Like winning poetry contest, bocce champion, bass player extraordinaire. Like these are just stories that unless you actually sit and get to pick someone's brain, you would have never, I would have never known. Right. I knew as soon as I mentioned a while back when we were running on a Friday, I said, hey, would you ever come on the podcast and like tell stories of some of your runs? Like, I know you've done some ultras, and you said, oh, I ran a marathon at the South Pole. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. But there's just so much more. And yeah, Ross, I think you nailed it. Like, I think the essence of what we always want to do is be able to share these stories, get to know our running community even better. And it just builds everybody up and helps everybody when we know these stories, right? Just painting the picture of an entire person, not just, well, we know Bill's fast as shit because like we've seen him run up hills and we've seen him run half marathons and we've seen these Big Alta results, like, but there's so much more to it. And so, Bill, thank you so much for coming in tonight and putting up with our ridiculous questions and tangents and deep dives.
It's been a blast. Yeah, it's been really my pleasure's all on this side of the table for sure.
Oh, so this is so cool.
Have you ever done a podcast before?
You know, actually, I helped my buddy, my old roommate, Denver, who I also played bocce with. We produced a podcast and just a pilot, like a pilot episode, and it was called, I think it was called Slow Roll, like maybe like a bocce tie-in or something. I don't know. Yeah, and he's also into like slow food. He has an organization called Slow Theater. But yeah, we did like one episode, but I don't think I've ever been on a podcast. I'm pretty sure that's so yeah, this is definitely a maiden voyage in that sense.
Well, after you run Western States again, you'll have to come on and tell us what that experience was like.
Yeah, in another 15 years or however long it takes.
No way, it's going to be sooner than that. We are aggressively manifesting a much sooner appearance at Western States.
That would be tight. Yeah, if I could get in next year, that would be wonderful. So
we'll always have a seat for you, dude.
Yep.
Okay,
so
right on.
For coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. We appreciate you, man.
Very
what
cool.
you do for Chico running and for yourself running.
All right, cheers. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Well, nailed it.